for last session, motorbikes and moral dilemmas. Having attracted the attention of the Marauders in their efforts to save the Kenku brothers Chuka and Clonk, the Gremlins, with their new allies, attempt to flee on a strange infernal machine. In their escape, however, Clonk is hit by one of the Marauders, and Spark is unable to bring him back up, forcing Chuka to take the wheel. With Eris knocked down during the commotion, Pip attempts to fire a harpoon at one of the Marauders, but misses, and Nefira fails to knock another Marauder off of the vehicle. This gives them time to puncture the rear tires, bringing the vehicle to a halt as most of its passengers are thrown off. With no other options to escape, the Gremlins, worse for wear after their last combat, are forced to fight off the Marauders, who are able to weave in and out of range on their two-wheeled infernal machines. During the fight, Nefira is knocked unconscious and kidnapped twice, but is rescued when Eris steals one of the bikes to bring Spark close enough to deal a killing blow. Hearing the news that it will take a few hours to fix the Kenku's vehicle, the Gremlins chose to take a short rest to recover from the near-death encounter. During this rest, Nefira claims one of the bikes without issue and discovers that the coin she found in El Terrell is what is used to fuel them. The Gremlins send their familiars out to look for the third bike for Pip, but when Pip attempts to see through Val's eyes, his snake eye erupts in pain, much to the concern of the party. On the way to pick up Pip's bike, Eris informs him in private that the bikes run on human souls, insisting that he shouldn't tell Spark because he won't approve of them using the bikes. Pip then asks her to take a look at his snake eye, which looks red and irritated. When Pip blames Helldust, Eris throws dust in their eyes to see if it hurts. It does. Spark and Nefira arrive just at this moment, causing Spark to question Eris's mental state. He's able to tell that something new is troubling her, even when she insists she's fine. Before Pip goes to ride the bike, Spark examines Pip's eye, expressing concerns that his body may be rejecting his new eye, and that he could get more sick. Pip insists he'll be fine and that his eye is feeling better and attempts to ride the bike anyways. But he is unable to fight the sounds of screaming souls and jumps off, clutching his head. This results in Spark calling Eris out for knowing something that the rest of them don't about the bikes, and instead of lying, she reveals to him and Nefira what she told Pip. When Spark states that they should scrap the bikes, Eris refuses, insisting that they need to do whatever it takes to save El Terrell. With Nefira agreeing with Eris, and Pip getting back on the bike without a problem, Spark concedes, and the party starts to head back towards the Kenku to continue their journey to Fort Knucklebone. So kind of a quick admin thing before we pick up with you all on that ride back. If everyone could we'll go around and say what you took, if it is known now, what flaw you took in order to gain the feat, as I think most of us know out of character, and also just so it's out there for anyone watching. So I guess we will start with Eris, and then Nefira, Pip, or Eris, Nefira, Spark, Pip. So.
Yeah, so Eris has always had the fear of heights, and now it has mechanical applications in the game. So we'll see how that affects things, because it affects her ability to really do anything when she's within a certain amount of feet from a child drop-off or in the sky. So, and in return, I got the Piercer feat, which is great because Eris is a dex fighter, and all of her weapons, ranged and melee, do piercing damage.
Good to know. All right. Nefira?
Nefira is terrified of being alone, being separated from the group for pretty much any reason. If the rest of the gremlins are not in her sight, she gets twitchy. And she took the skilled feat.
Very nice. What and in what items?
And so I have proficiency now in addition to my other proficiencies in insight, intimidation, and investigation.
Awesome.
Max! Bravo to you for letting Sly take that.
You know,
What will happen if Nefira survives long enough?
Hey, well, I'll just make sure that doesn't happen, so...
Oi! Oi! Listen, last encounter showed my multi-class is actually what this party needed.
Yeah.
Since I didn't want to just full swap to cleric. By
But
the way,
yeah.
since I'm talking...
Yeah, go ahead. What's Spark got?
Spark has developed an allergy to Fae and potentially immediate Fae kin. We haven't run into, like, Fae elves yet.
Mm-hmm.
But during exposure, roll a d4, and for that number of rounds, he has disadvantage as the poison condition. But for that, he has the chef feat, which might have been a half-baked idea on my part, given the limited number of supplies. But hey, if we ever end up back on, like, the prime material plane, he will be able to make you guys some solid food.
Look, by the time you all get out of hell, and Spark's cooking will taste fantastic, and that has nothing to do about being out of hell anymore.
Listen, he's gonna prime them with good berry.
Out of hell. Can't wait to save the sweet taste of good berry.
I guess the immediate mechanical benefit of the chef feat is it allowed him to bump his wisdom score from 15 to 16, which has made his druid healing capacities slightly better.
Nice.
Because a d4 isn't much, even with my blue d4 being unbelievably kind to me.
Very nice. All right, and Pip.
What's good? It's your boy. Welcome to my unboxing channel.
Oh
Today, trauma. Yeah, Pip recently has been going through a bit of a phase, trying to prove himself. So he took the aggressive flaw. Says you are hot-headed and brash, eager to rush into combat. Opponents gain advantage on their first attack roll against you when you engage them.
Groans and only healer.
Yep.
Yeah. And I have remembered it each time until an actual combat where it would be a situation. So I'm gonna remember it next time. And then in return, I took Skill Expert. So I gained proficiency in athletics, expertise in perception, and I took an ASI in charisma. So my mod went from 13 to 14. So now give me a little boost to my warlock stuff.
There you go.
So that's
that
it.
You're totally not gonna continue to cultivate. What do you mean the snake eye itches and begs for more?
You know, if you keep telling me no, I'm just gonna do it more.
Fair point. Those juicy evocations are just one level away after all.
Yep.
As we last left off, Pip was on one of the Devil's Ride. Nefira was on Virtue. Spark's Celestial
Steed, and
yeah.
I think I did the Warhorse stat block being like, oh yeah, probably has some endurance, because I think 5e has 2 versions of horses, and it's either fast sprinters or Warhorse.
And yeah, Eris was on her bike, and
Pip and Eris are racing.
Pip and Eris are racing. Spark is with Nefira on the steed. So, as you all, let's get a little bit less dramatic music. I don't know. What do we want? Is that less dramatic? That's a little better.
Hey, Tates, can you chime in? Oh, Tates is muted.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's up?
Sorry, I have not
hear
seen
anything.
At least on my perspective, Tate's webcam kind of dropped, so I'm like, oh, okay. What's up? Did they disconnect?
I cannot hear anything from the Bardley.
I'll resend the link.
Okay.
Because it's definitely playing.
It is.
There we go. Thank you.
Alright, so everyone got Bardley? We good? Alright, so as you all are headed back towards the Kenkus, probably like a 10-minute trek back, considering between bikes and the steed you can travel much faster than on foot. Are Eris and Pip racing? And are they leaving Nefira and Spark in the dust to be like, you know how to get back?
Yeah, we are.
I kind of
Also,
inferred
I have
they
a
would.
question about that.
Sure.
You said that these bikes are meant to carry a medium-sized creature, and having two on it decrease the speed by half.
I did.
For two medium.
Having only a small-sized creature, does that double the speed?
No,
Does it make it faster?
it does not. It makes it not slower. Because that's not how machines work. It's not like if you put no one on the vehicle, it goes 4 times the speed.
Okay,
You
so I'm
just
gonna
point the
ask-
bike slightly up on a ramp, test it, and it leaves
The stratosphere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Valor
I
and
mean, like,
ends
I
up
feel
in the
like
astral
having-
sea.
Like a 35-pound person versus however much Eris weighs, 135-ish maybe?
First of all, there's no way Eris weighs 135. Eris weighs way more than 135. At 5'10" and
That's
fucking
how tall
jacked.
I am, and that's more than
You're not jacked, Morgan.
That's true.
No, Eris is smaller than you, Morgan. Eris is 5'8". I didn't put a
okay.
weight down for her because I don't know.
She's fucking beefy though. She's got that
way.
strength.
More than
pretty
100
strong.
pounds then.
No, Morgan. Whatever you're trying to get, no. Race your bike, okay? You're trying to make your bike go faster so you could be. Oh, wow. Okay.
I will say. Oh,
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Probably pretty dumb.
What?
What's dumb?
I was thinking about using something, and then I was like, "Oh, that would be a bad idea."
Are you going to use
that
your
on a
inspiration to beat me in a race?
No, I was going to use my action surge
Mm.
to double dash.
Make this a fair race.
All right.
That would be a fair race.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm using what I got.
Blasting your tires out would then be fair.
Yeah. Let's see.
I'll just telekinetic pull you 5 feet backwards.
Well, Eris isn't action surging, so.
All right. So with this, I don't believe there are any rules as to how to do anything with this. There's stuff for stunts, but nothing for racing, so to say. So at this, it's going to be a straight roll off.
Rollies.
Yeah, little rollies. Don't
That's
add.
not a racing mechanic. There's an arm wrestling mechanic. How is there not?
Dice I want to use.
Because neither of you have proficiency with land vehicles, and that's the only modifier I can think of that could apply.
Mm-hmm.
The only one of us who has proficiency with land vehicles is the one
Who will not ride this?
the one who would pick up the vehicle and yeet it into the sticks instead.
Mm-hmm. All right. So as you two kind of pull alongside each other, Pip and Eris, you look at each other. Spark and Nefira, you can see them two look at each other and kind of start to like get aligned, and you're like, they're gonna race. They already said they were gonna race, but all right, we're gonna lose sight of them.
No, we
And
said we weren't gonna race.
Yeah,
No, Nefira is knowing that they're going to get out of sight. Nefira's getting a little bit twitchy. Just like,
yeah,
try to go slow enough. I can see you. Please.
you still do
Maybe
have
Oscar can-
Vesper
maybe
or
Vendetta can
Vendetta.
keep
Yeah.
up with them.
Yes, I shall send Vendetta to keep pace with them.
All right. As much as Vendetta can. I don't believe Vendetta's as fast as these bikes because these bikes are as fast as Lulu.
But from
Which-
like a bird's eye view,
yeah, from high
he's
up.
able to keep them within his sights.
Yeah. So yeah, as you two line up and look at each other and kind of rev the engines and go. Eris has the benefit of having driven this bike a little bit more than Pip. So go ahead. What did you all get?
Can I get like guidance because I've driven this before?
No, you've driven the bike twice. For like maybe a maximum of 11 minutes.
You
So
roll really bad.
Okay. I also rolled bad, but I think I rolled better from the sound.
I
of
rolled
it.
pretty mid.
all right, go Pip. Yeah.
Is there any modifiers? Just
Nope,
straight
just straight roll. 10? Yeah, you did roll mid.
roll? I
I
know.
got a 10.
I did.
Did
I
you
got
get?
an 8.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so in its
Three.
first,
This
Right.
is positive reinforcement for Pip, and we don't need it.
so in the
now.
first third of this race, Pip and Eris are peeling off same time, and you can see that Pip starts to pull ahead a little bit. Eris, you're looking over, you're like, what's Pip doing? Like, why is he pulling ahead a little bit? All right, go ahead and give me a second roll. We'll see how this middle part of the race goes.
Got a 16.
What did you get, Tate?
17.
A 17. All right. So, with that, Eris, you catch up and slightly pull ahead of Pip. But this is still a very close race. Unsurprising, as your bikes have the same speed. You know, you'd really have to be fucking something up to do this poorly on a flat desert straightaway. This is a drag race through and through. And so, final round, let's go. At this point, Nefira, Vendetta can see them two kind of cruising off towards where you all came from, but you all have lost sight personally of them. You just see clouds of, dust and such. And it's just in your face as you all are on the back of Virtue. I feel like your horse's name should be Valor. I don't know. I really want to call it Valor, but he can be Virtue, I guess. The amount of times I want to say Virtue or Valor. Fuck.
Listen, both are appropriate for what spur ride into combat on the back of.
I know. All right, so final one, as you all you can kind of start to notice landmarks, and you know that you're eventually going to hit where you, like, pretty close to where the Kenkus are, and you don't want to just come blasting into the scene.
Oops,
so
we killed one of the Kenkus.
Yeah, a little hit and run.
Hit and run.
So final roll. Final roll.
How fun would it be if we tied on this part?
That would be very fun.
Okay. I already rolled. I couldn't wait for the description to finish.
All right, what did you get?
I got an 11.
An 11.
I got a 12.
No!
I approve. I can show you. I prove it to you.
Oh.
All right.
Man.
Eris is eating her words.
Mm-hmm. And so
Second place again. I'm so sorry,
close.
Eris.
I'm not eating anything. I'm not eating anything.
you're eating this dust as no. So
I
as
didn't even say that I'm eating this dust.
no. So
Right there.
as you start to realize that you're about to reach where combat was, Eris, it occurs to you that there's still like bodies on the ground and you're not entirely sure. Like you're full gunning it and you're like, oh shit, like you start to pull back a little bit before you all didn't really say where the end line is. And Pip doesn't get this memo and just careens a little bit further until notices that you were like actually pulling on the brakes. So it is a technical win, but it was a very close fought race. And with that, the first of what I assume will be several races goes to Pip.
Yes, sir.
Are we gonna have this as well as the kill count?
Maybe, if it starts happening enough.
Now we are.
Maybe we won't have it on the graphs.
Rotation.
Yeah, but we can have it in the
be
thing.
writing them down, though.
For sure.
So.
Pip would be keeping track.
And And Eris would get second place.
Oh.
And eventually we'll catch up with
Not
y'all
again!
in,
Wow.
I don't know, a minute
so
and
sorry.
a half.
Yeah. So yeah, basically, I'd say, yeah, it'd take about half the time. So it's you all are probably good like 4 minutes behind because these can go double the speed of your horse.
Yeah.
So yeah, Eris, as you and Pip kind of idle to get closer together, and you see that the Kenku are there working on their infernal machine. They kind of look up when you come back and noting that you have the third Devil's Ride, but they don't seem to be saying anything. They're still kind of hammering away and like quietly talking to each other to fix the other tire. It seems they moved from one of the rear tires around to the other, so they're maybe halfway done, as it looks like. But yeah, are you in Pip? Are you saying anything to Eris? Eris, are you saying anything to Pip?
It just goes, yeah! That was so cool, that was so cool! Are you okay? You stopped.
Yeah, because I didn't want to run over any bodies.
Yeah.
I think next time we should establish, an official finish line.
Okay. Yeah. Good job.
Yeah, you too, Pip.
Thanks. We should race again.
Yes, we're definitely racing again.
And
I'm
as
just gonna go over to the Kenku to. Oh.
I was gonna say, as you two stopped, like kind of talking with each other, you hear in your head, well, that was fun. You all are almost as fast now. And you look over and you see that Lulu is sitting like in front of the two of you on the ground, and had come with you and also then did a little race back with you all.
Surprised y'all didn't hear the sonic boom.
Yeah.
Eris is gonna say, Lulu, do you want to race with us next time too?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I was, but yeah.
No. As like keep racing with us. I think this is gonna be a thing.
Okay. Yes, this is fun.
And then Eris is gonna try to see if she can get Pip to make a mental connection with her to like read her thoughts.
How's she gonna?
I think she's
She's
gonna
gonna
like,
chuck
give him a
sand.
nudge, and then like I don't know, like kind of like touch her head like that.
Will Eris
Can I
be
roll
more
insight?
effective than Spark?
Can you roll insight?
so-
Sure,
roll
yeah.
insight.
Why not?
Because I
Go
can't
ahead.
decide. So I'm just gonna roll for it.
You can't decide if you could. Pip would be able to notice what that means. That's not
I
very
know.
subtle.
Oh wait, Lulu, do we know what languages Lulu can speak?
Yes, she only speaks Celestial, which is why she has to do a.
Oh.
She can only
But
physically
she
speak
can-
Celestial.
Oh, sorry. What languages can she understand? Do we know that?
I don't think. Well, you know Common and Celestial, obviously. I don't think you know any of the others. Although I don't think she has said she knows. Yeah, she
Okay. This was my
actually.
backup
So
plan.
actually, I lied. She doesn't know Common. Because telepathy is weird, and it says that you only need to know the intention of what like you can understand the intention of what someone's trying to talk to you with. So she knows Celestial and telepathy.
I also do
That's
have
it.
awakened mind, so I can telepathically speak to any creature I see within 30 feet if it understands at least one language.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have to be the one I speak.
Did you roll the insight?
Are you rolling to see you? I feel like Pip would notice about
I
Eris
got
going
13
like
minus 1, so I got a 13 total.
beautiful.
So yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
I'd say yeah, you notice. It's
Yeah.
she's like head Pip, get in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eris is gonna say in Elvish in her head. She never used that.
Extra.
I don't even remember what accent we picked.
It was posh
Brit.
English.
Yeah, it was probably posh. The fucking elves.
Ares showing off the languages that she does understand.
Yeah, because she can't learn Infernal.
God. Anyways, she's gonna say, Pip, we should not tell Lulu that these bikes run on human souls.
Okay.
Like, don't tell her.
Okay. I wasn't planning to.
Okay, just making sure.
Okay, I'll try.
Because I think she would get upset, and I don't want to make her upset.
Yeah.
Lulu's just sitting there looking at you like a dog with a little head cocked.
Ah!
Don't tell Spark. Don't tell Lulu. But I guess Spark already knows. So. Okay.
Well, Spark's not here.
Somewhere in the multiverse, Spark hears his ears tingling.
Sorry, I've been poking on r/D&D memes and the meme format of like Grungle Stan talking to Dipper or Mabel being like, listen, if the cops aren't here to see it, nothing's illegal.
That's it.
To mind with what Eris just says, like, hey, if Spark doesn't know about it, it's not immoral.
Mm-hmm.
It's only illegal if you get caught.
Exactly.
Exactly.
But yeah,
And
I'd
whose
say
fault is it that we got caught?
Yours?
No!
You didn't hide it well enough.
Yours!
No.
I prepared you. I gave you the little talk, a little pep talk about.
Well,
I
but
mean,
no,
it also
and you got freaked out.
it also
he
doesn't
has
help that,
sensory issues.
that
This is
Spark
ableist.
rolled
That
the
he has
high-
sensory issues. It's ableist. To rat him out like that.
It
Throw him
also
under the
doesn't
bus.
help Eris that Spark rolled the maximum
Mhm.
highest he could on that insight check.
the best, honestly, that's probably going to be your best insight check of all of Avernus statistically, and you rolled it on Eris lying about a bike.
Yeah. Since,
Well, I also have other things to
Indeed.
lock down.
yes, but the likelihood of me rolling a nat 20
Yeah.
and getting a 4 on the guidance dice,
And even be able to roll
Incredibly
guidance.
slim.
Yeah. But I would say around this time, as Eris and Pip are kind of going back and forth, and Lulu's looking because, as a creature that mostly talks through telepathy, very sure that the two of you are having a conversation in front of her. But she's just vibing.
Eris and Pip, I think it's
They don't know. They don't.
kind of obvious.
Oh yeah, they're definitely gesturing while and mouthing some of the words.
Yeah, I kept gesturing. Gestures
what's
to
gonna
Lulu
happen
at
if
one point.
Lulu like hangs into one of their minds?
Yeah.
Would it become a group call?
Oh, is that why Eris chose Elvish?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I would say with that, Nefira, you saw that through Vendetta's eyes that they got back safely. You couldn't really tell who won, so you'll have to ask them, because you were riding, pinging in, coming back, but with that, you two have also arrived back. You all are back at camp. You have all 3 of the Devil's Rides, which all have 75% of their daily allowance of fuel, or daily max, 18 hours of fuel. And yeah, with that, what's everyone doing? You two, as well, as you ride up on your horse, see that the Kenku are still working. Noting Spark specifically, because you had kind of talked to them while they were working on the first tire. And vehicles, apparently.
Folk hero.
Yeah, you know that they're probably halfway-ish done, depending on which tire or wheel was more badly damaged. And looking over briefly, there wasn't a ton of other damage that would make it so the vehicle couldn't drive. It's more like cosmetic dents and broken railings, which they wouldn't fix out here. They'd fix back at Fort Knucklebone.
Well, seems like we still have a good amount of time before they'd be ready to go, so I guess let's get an idea of I don't know what we might do. What are we gonna ask them when we get to the fort?
First, Spark, I'm gonna see how much time we have. I need to know. Eric's gonna go over to Chuka and Clonk and ask them how much more time they've got to wait.
Nefira's gonna turn to Pip and ask, so, who won?
Me.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, technically, Eris stopped first, so I guess she did kind of get here first, but I got further past her. So I guess I won.
Eris, you hear this conversation as you're walking away.
Eris is gonna yell over her shoulder, I think technically Lulu won, Pip.
Oh, Lulu won.
Oh, Lulu was racing you? Oh, that's cool. That's fun. Very fun. Yeah. Very fun.
Nefira, you note that you did not see Lulu while they were racing. If you were able to keep track of them, you should have been able to keep track of Lulu because she was going just as fast with your familiar. And you did not, you're like, oh, and then you realize, like, I didn't see Lulu there, but Lulu also wasn't with us, so, okay.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Exactly.
But yeah, Eris, as you walk up...
Some mechanics we don't know yet at play.
As you walk up and you ask, you see that Clonk doesn't turn around. He's kind of like heavily pulling, the bigger Kenku is kind of like pulling on some metal, trying to peel it back away from the tire. But you see that Chuka turns around and goes, and kind of like taps on the like wheel well, is like tapping on it with his little clawed hands. It's like 2 hours. 2 hours. 2 hours. Why? 2 hours.
Okay. And that's the fastest that this can get fixed?
No. Yes, 2 hours. and then turns around and starts doing some more like bird-like sounds to Clonk, and you don't have to speak. Was it avian? Whatever the language actually is. You don't have to speak that to know that they're highly frustrated and anxious. You feel that they're not having a good time. They know that being stuck out here after just having kind of had a battle for two more hours is not a good look for anyone. So
it also doesn't help that 2 loud vehicles just came revving in this direction.
No, drag racing isn't loud. Whoever said that?
But it's vehicles that if other people had them, they would be like, oh, it's our guys.
We should go help them.
Yes, every biker in Avernus is part of the same gang.
Yeah.
There definitely isn't several factions
No.
of
Nothing
Mad
is
Maggie
divided.
marauders in Avernus.
Nothing
Faction
is
wars in my Avernus?
Never.
Pride one?
But yeah, so Eris, as you walk away with that 2 hour time, what's everyone's plan to spend those 2 hours?
Should we try studying some more from the book, or do we all feel kind of saturated for the day?
Eris is gonna study more from this book!
If you succeeded, you cannot make the roll again. It's too quick of a time.
Failed.
That's fair, so only Eris can.
Yep. So everyone else is like, I've done enough conjugation for the day. I'm good. Verbs, no.
Oh wait, sorry. You said this isn't something he can guide on because it's a long check.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tate.
He can give emotional support, but not legitimate
I
support.
just made it. That is a 14 on the dice, so a 17 total.
There you go. Yeah. So, what are the rest of you doing as Eris is spending an hour of this time to read through the Infernal for Dummies?
Nefira is petting Virtue.
Beautiful.
Just still sitting on Virtue, which is
just kind of like leaning against the mane, kind of just hugging around the neck.
Shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, Banana's on my shoulder, kind of nuzzling my little raven and petting horse.
There you go, having some therapy.
Yeah, Nefira can see all of the gremlins, and they're sitting on a horse with their emotional support bird. They're getting centered. She's gonna be okay. She's gonna be okay. Maybe. We'll see.
Is Nefira's dagger anywhere visible on their body?
I don't know, Nefira, is the dagger you took
Oh yeah,
from
the capital D dagger.
the dagger you took from the dead guy.
Dagger.
I'm so sorry.
That one, probably. I would probably have put that one in a easy to grab because it's a nice looking dagger.
It's a nice looking dagger.
Scary looking. So it'll probably be close to my magic one, just like in a easy. Yeah.
Dagger.
Yes. I'll just say yes. There's daggers all over her.
So it's not away though. Like it's on like her hip or their leg or something close by.
Yeah, because I'm really debating if I want that one. No, I'm gonna say it's not the one strapped to her arm under her sleeve. It's gonna be like probably hanging from her hip.
Cool.
So Pip would be able to see it.
Yes.
Max, can I roll sleight of hand? No, I'm kidding.
I was gonna be like, sure. Roll sleight of hand against the rogue. Let's go. Let's see what happens. I love that. Yeah. Actually, Pip is now multi-classed. No longer a wizard. Lost all his spells. He's 100% a warlock rogue.
Listen, arcane trickster warlock is probably a potent mix.
Yeah.
No, but just want to be able to like notice it so that you can come up and be like, Fira, hey,
Yeah.
Can I see the dagger that you got from that guy?
Yeah.
Can I see it?
Yeah, sure. He'll pull it out, kind of.
I just want to identify it.
Okay. Yeah. That's probably a really good
that's
idea,
pretty fun,
actually.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
please do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I meant to do this earlier.
It's okay. We
There was
were
a lot
very
going on.
distracted.
Yeah.
Yeah, there really was. That's totally fine. Thank you so much, Pip.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah, anything you need identified, just let me know.
Yeah, thanks.
For sure.
Ooh, that's what Nefira's gonna do now. That's gonna remind Nefira, and she's gonna pull out that paper and try again to study the handwriting. She's gonna take both notes, because she has 2 notes now. She's gonna compare them and be like, I know this handwriting. What is this handwriting?
Is
Try to
this
remember
a
this is it.
quick enough check that a quick tap on the shoulder can add a d4? Or is this another law and ability check?
I would say this one is gonna be more like Nefira's like musing over it, so a longer period of time.
Understood.
I will also say that you cannot get the answers you want.
I don't even get to roll.
You don't. It is so. I'm not even gonna let you roll because I don't. Even if you get a perfect 30, it is one of the things that you cannot know as of right now.
Forbidden knowledge.
Yeah.
You're
So
missing the key piece. For
Fun. Yeah, so I just have a few minutes of like not just getting frustrated. Just push them away, push the notes away, and just go back to petting the horse and snuggling her raven. Because that's what she needs right now. Emotional support animals.
Pip, are you doing this via like a ritual?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Spark, are you hanging out probably like near your horse in Nefira, I'm guessing?
yes. Also keeping kind of his eyes on the party, the Kenku, and just trying to like periodically pause, listen, look around, since they recently just made a lot of noise.
All right. So yeah, probably
And
right.
turn, like, chunks of, okay, it's clear. Just working on a wooden cube, putting holes in it.
Sounds good.
And on that note, friendly reminder that we literally cannot be surprised because
You
of my
cannot be
dagger.
surprised. Specifically,
You
it doesn't
you
affect
can
all of us.
It's the whole party, I'm pretty sure.
you can't be
You and any of your
surprised.
companions within 30 feet of you can't be surprised, except when incapacitated by something other than non-magical sleep.
So, is Eris within 30 feet?
Probably. We'll say you all
Why
are.
would Eris be more than 30 feet away?
I
She's-
have
she's
no
reading
idea.
Her little
I'm
infernal
just
book.
letting you know.
Eris
Your
doesn't
legs
just
are
Friendly
like-
reminder,
stop at all.
we cannot be surprised.
Who needs the alert feet when you have anxiety dagger?
Yeah.
I said, Eris has never distanced herself.
Never before.
Just for
Never had a
that,
noir
Eris is
phase.
on the 30-foot limit.
Wow,
Dagger.
31 feet away.
Yeah. Just a
Just
toe.
there.
Just a toe over.
30 feet away. Her
Wow.
leg is like bouncing. She looks stressed.
But with that, probably right around the same time that Nefira's kind of like getting frustrated that they can't really gain anything new from this letter. Pip, you're able to ritually cast, and I sent you the description of what this item is.
Interesting.
You see Pip's eyes glaze over in gold and black, and Pip looking concerned.
Yeah, he looks a
I
little
don't like
concerned.
that. Oh dear.
And his eyes are just glowing a little bit, and his brow furrows. And the light kind of fades as the spell ends, and just looks up at Nefira. He's like, "This is okay."
Pip, what does that mean?
It's
I
not
guess
cursed.
that's good. So what is it? What does it do?
If you kill somebody with this, then their soul goes into the river Styx and they become a devil.
So the dagger is just gonna be a display piece, right, Nefira?
You're not in hearing distance.
You are. Spark's right there. Spark said he was right there. He's been chilling out.
Dang it. Okay, shoot, I didn't know that.
Look,
Okay.
Dad is looking over your
A
shoulder.
little.
What?
It can glow in the dark a little.
That's cool.
Kind of.
Gotta
Not
make
really.
sure that's sheathed when we're stealthing. Okay. That's great. Nefira's just gonna gently take it from Pip's hands, making sure it doesn't cut him at all. Be like, okay,
Wow.
so it's only if it gets.
Pip would be killed by a paperclip.
So
So it's only if you're like killed with the dagger and like it's like touching the blade or just drawing blood. It's not gonna like
No, killed. Killed.
take the soul or anything, right?
Killed. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Okay, yeah, this okay. They become
Wait.
a devil.
Wait. that
I don't like that.
that means
Don't like
the
that.
person that the three of you saw isn't actually dead.
Oh, yeah, it's a devil now. If it wasn't already, what does it do to a devil's soul? Like,
I mean, did
Also,
we really know it was
you-
killed by this?
You all did see how it was killed. The body was killed and brought there and then stabbed through
Oh, right.
because there was not enough blood for there was blood,
The stab.
but not enough, from just that.
Alright. So I guess one of them can correct Spark.
Yeah.
Right now he's just
Because
disaster.
Pip and Eris kind of deduced that when they were doing the like crime scene investigation.
Eris would correct Spark with an actually.
Actually,
But I think
welcome to
she's out of
Dropout.
earrange because she's sitting 30 feet away.
Yeah.
Eris, can you get closer?
Why? I'm trying
Eris,
to study.
come
Y'all
here.
are talking. I gotta focus. These
Okay, but, like-
conjugations are so weird.
They are.
Yeah, they really are. But like okay, well, just hurry up. And then go
I'm
back to
trying!
the conversation. Okay, I guess we'll just
Okay, so
Jill sheaths the
Sorry.
dagger and be like, okay.
right. He wasn't
If-
killed by the dagger. Thank you for telling me
Yeah.
that. We
What does happen to a devil though if you kill a devil with it? Obviously, I'm not gonna kill any people with it because then they would just be devils, and then we would have more enemies to fight while we're here. Okay.
And-
I mean,
it's-
devils are humanoids, so I guess it would do the same thing.
So
Okay,
it doesn't kill devils. It just they come back.
So, very specifically, that end part where it says Lemore, that is the like lowest fodder of devils. They basically are like slugs. Like they can't like move. They can't do shit. So basically, it turns them
Devil
into
just-
that.
Okay.
It would. So for a human, it would turn into a devil. For a devil, I believe it would demote it. Yeah, if you like use that to kill them.
Okay.
But let's, you know what? Let's chalk that up to you. You think that might happen, and I'll decide when I have a chance to do some more research into it. What would actually happen? But you all don't know a bunch about it. So we'll say it's a safe bet that you're like, maybe it doesn't do anything to them. Maybe it turns them into the lower level of a devil. You're not sure.
Hey, Max, the timing of this.
This was exactly the thing Stu put in the chat. That was like, I hope we don't come across this.
It's more, I'm gonna try to hide my immediate fear when an enemy is described using something that fits the bill until we know in character. And luckily we know in character now. These things are nightmare weapons. This is again part of why it was like ranged healing. Spark as a character does not like leaving any of his friends on the ground.
Yep.
Please and thank you.
Okay, but
Yeah. Okay.
So,
okay. That's.
Nefira, I know you like daggers.
Mhm.
This one gets wrapped up, left in its case, and never gets unsheathed, right? I know you're not gonna
No.
dispose of it.
I can do damage with it and just not a killing blow. Maybe.
Using
I
it
don't know.
puts whoever you're fighting at immortal risk. Like, here,
I'm worried about their
maybe.
immortal issue and more just, well, the immortal bit. Them, coming back and not being fully dead and have to deal with them all over again. I don't like the idea of that. So, yeah, I probably won't. I don't have to kill them. I don't want to have to kill them twice. It's gonna
You
be
know,
enough
the dagger.
safety once.
The dagger was asked to, was expected to be given back. So there is that way to get rid of
I don't
it.
know how to give it back.
Okay, so maybe, Nefir, maybe when we encounter whoever it was that loaned you that dagger, maybe you
Don't
trade
think
for a
I want
cooler
it.
dagger.
Maybe.
Maybe they have a cooler dagger that
But
doesn't
what?
turn people into devils when you kill them with it.
Yes, I would appreciate that. But hear me out, Spark.
An
We have no
actual
idea who
couple
this person
dispute.
is. We have no idea who this.
Standing there like,
We have no idea who this person is. We don't know if they're actually like trustworthy or whatever. I don't want them to have this dagger and then use it on one of you guys.
Good point. Maybe you
Don't-
just
don't
throw it
know.
in
Yeah,
the
I do
stick the
feel
next time we
safer,
see it, and it's not an issue anymore.
I do
I'll
feel
just
better
hold on
us
to it for
having
now,
it
in
than somebody
case.
else.
It's an uphill battle. Sorry, Pip, what?
I do feel better us having it than somebody else. That way we
Yeah,
can
well,
guarantee that it doesn't get used.
True. We know where this one is. That is a good point.
So then, and then
This
I just won't use that one. I said that I was using the Fiendish Dagger at any point to kill something? No.
You said you were going to use it, and then people pointed out that it hadn't been
Attuned yet.
you haven't been like attuned or identified yet. I think you used it for like an attack, but not for any killing.
Okay.
Because whenever you say my magical dagger, I assumed it was the one
Yes.
that like you got
The magic.
the magic
Yes.
one. This one technically is magical. So it counts against resistances for like that whole thing, being as it is forged in, Avernus and has some funkiness to it. But I think
Aaron,
yours is
there's
a little
magic-
better.
Magic weapon if you want a magic weapon.
Let's not.
And keep
let's
asking
not-
for one.
Bring it to me. What? There's a magic weapon?
No.
Oh yeah, there we go. Eris gets called over. I'd say at this point you're about done with your study session.
Oh man, I feel so much better
Also-
about those conjugations now.
Sorry
wow,
to-
just nothing like learning a new language to really just boost your morale.
So sorry to potentially ask for an earlier break. I need to use the restroom.
Yeah, we'll say as Eris is walking over to talk to everyone, we'll take a quick bathroom break.
Over the weekend.
But yeah, so with that, Eris, you walk over to this conversation about a dagger.
Magic weapon? There's another one?
The
No.
Pip,
No?
I'm not gonna
Pip.
lie.
Can I check if Pip's lying?
Pip is lying. You don't need to. You're like, Pip is not even trying to hide it.
So
Pip, why are you trying to hide this from me? What's up with that?
Nefira's
Because
other. Sorry, Pip, you go.
No, you go.
The dagger that Nefira's guardian left for them is magical, but Pip just identified it, and it has an effect that is not worth the risk of using the dagger.
Depending on who we're using it
What's the
on, I
effect?
suppose, but
Anyone
Yeah.
killed with it becomes a devil.
So anyone that's not already a devil becomes a devil.
We
but
don't
we don't know what it
know.
really means for devils, and I don't want to take the risk of them, coming back and having to deal with them over and over. And
I mean-
and I'd rather just kill them, and be done with it.
You could probably
and not
use
have
it
to
on
worry
like
about it.
the big snails or like a hellhound.
Yeah, but what if they
Big
don't?
snails weren't devils, Pip.
I know. I'm saying you could use it
I
on
guess
them,
they-
and it wouldn't turn them into devils.
Oh, okay.
But
That's
why
the
would
ultimate
they-
revenge story. It's just like a snail that you killed gets turned into a devil, works hard, and then that's the snail you got to be afraid of. That's all over TikTok. And the
Exactly,
bitch
that's
comes
just
back.
Wait, that TikTok snail, is it that whole if it touches you, you
Yeah, you die.
Yeah,
Oh my
those
goodness,
things
how
weird
did
and
that
little
$1 million
ones.
butt thing come back?
I don't know. But yeah, that would be funny because technically, they're not humanoid, so
That's what
that
I'm
would be
saying,
fine.
You could
Yeah.
use it on those.
I
and-
kind of want to let it happen though. That if you kill any sentient thing,
But all this
It doesn't
snail is
seem
sentient.
worth it.
Are those vines sentient?
they are. Those vines are sentient. How else are they attacking
What
your
is
ass?
not sentient in hell?
Nothing.
God.
You all. No, I don't know. For being here.
Fair.
Eris is gonna say, yeah, Pip, that I don't think that's worth it.
Yeah.
My regular weapons work just fine. And
And also, if
And
we're
do
in a
damage
fight
with them.
where Eris needs every capacity of her damage, I do have a way to help with that.
Okay.
So that it's a stopgap until we find a weapon that doesn't come with such risk for Eris.
yeah, that makes sense. She looks a little sad.
Oh.
Yeah, but let's not have to create more enemies and have to deal with them like more than once. And just
I
kill them the one time and be done with it.
I
Alright,
also have a worry. Is
What?
this dagger the only one of its kind?
I really hope
Probably
not.
not.
No one here is allowed to get killed with a dagger.
Pip, you would be able to tell from the identify spell how rare of an item this is. And it
You
is,
get like a 3 of 20.
yeah, it's only uncommon. So there's common, uncommon, rare. So it's around. It is not the only one of its kind. It is also not, they're not only daggers. It can be any weapon that is forged in this same way.
Okay, guys, you know what that means? We're not allowed to die.
Okay. Well, we already weren't allowed to die, Nafira.
Exactly, but this just doubles down. You're not allowed to be killed.
We'll have to keep an eye out to see if we see any other weapons like this. Make sure we don't get knocked down.
Yeah, we'll just need to be very, very careful with how we fight.
Yep.
And I'll try to make sure I don't run out of fumes in a fight.
Please.
Since
Alright.
that last fight was incredibly scary.
How long has it been since Pip cast Mage Armor?
When did you cast
More
it?
than when we woke up.
Probably getting close because of the short rest, the fights. Yeah. It is 8 hours, so I'd say you're probably okay for till another long rest. Or a, like, montage of time passing.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, if these things are uncommon, we need to be, well, double down on no one's allowed to die. I just realized mechanically Revivify wouldn't work if somebody was killed with one of these. Since the soul is fast-tracked to its next stage.
Yeah. There's...
Yeah, maybe-
Devil, you guys can kill me.
No.
No? Okay.
We not even to spite Dendar, we wouldn't use that on you.
No,
But yeah, what else? About hours passed. The entire time, Chuka and Clonk have been just hammering away, repairing these the giant kind of rear wheels that moves their machine. It looks like you can kind of tell. It looks like they're pretty close to finishing up. So unless you all have any other things you'd want to do, or say, we can kind of just say that you all took some time to just chill out.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
don't know, I don't think Eris is chilling out.
Is Eris
She's
just like
pacing
nervously tapping her foot?
At this point she's probably pacing back and forth, like really impatient, like really wanting them to be done already.
Eris,
Eris.
it takes time to fix stuff.
Well, sure, but swing her
Eris,
back to pacing.
It's gonna be faster
Hey.
to let them do their thing than.
Okay, I'm not getting in their way. I am over here. They are over there. They're doing their thing. I'm doing my thing. I'm doing my
Here's-
thing.
Hey. Would this be a bad time or a good time to ask about that eye patch?
Pip, I'm gonna work on it when we get to Fort Knucklebone, okay?
Okay. So I was thinking maybe those guys have something on them that we could use.
And you look over and you see that Pip is pointing to the dead marauders that are still just laying there. Their bodies have not disintegrated. They are just hanging out, being dead.
Did we loot the bodies
Oh
already?
yeah, they were.
Nope.
We have not looted the bodies.
Okay, Eris is gonna loot the bodies.
Nafira's gonna loot bodies.
She's looking
for
for
sure.
I'll give it to you. I'll loot a body.
All right, everyone give me
I'm
an
looking for treasure.
investigation. Whoever's looting the bodies, give me an investigation roll.
Okay. Eris's investigation is a
18 plus 4. Yay! Finally have a +4 in that.
I got a 2 plus 8.
Hell yeah. 10 for Pip. What was Eris?
19.
19 for Eris.
I did 18 plus 4.
And a 22.
Yes.
So,
Help it.
sure. Val can help Pip.
Heck yeah. Well, then that's an 18 plus 8. She does
Okay.
such a good job.
So I'd say at this
I
rate,
love
That is
expertise.
also gonna help.
all right, you all are above the fucking limit. You're fine.
There you go. That's what
That's a
you get.
But yeah, so you go and look over the bodies. As you are looking, you notice that it looked like when you'd first seen them from a distance, they had a lot of just kind of like ragtag clothes and stuff on, leathers, thicker wools, different colors, mostly like dark reds and browns, some black. So you can absolutely find information. You can absolutely find ingredients, supplies, material. English is hard. You can absolutely find the materials to make the eye patch, whatever kind of color and design that you want, Pip.
Yeah, Eris is gonna be asking Pip. They're gonna be shopping it together.
Great.
You know, comparing fabric swatches. And
You're like, oh, this one's got a little too much blood on it. We'll put that back. Singed. But what you also notice is all of them seem to have kind of around their neck, almost like a dog tag kind of thing. They have the same little medallion. It's kind of small, made of like iron and on a cord. Seems to be denoting belonging to some sort of like organization. You don't recognize it though. None of you do, but you all see them on them. And then how many got above 20 with that? 2?
Me.
Can I roll with help?
No. It's fine. So with that,
People in the party get it. That's all that matters.
yeah. Well, with that, you find there are 2 soul coins, and I need anyone who rolled above that 20 to, if they touch it, will need to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Including me. Because with the necklace.
Eris doesn't know.
What's your con modifier?
Oh no. +1.
Yes, including you.
No.
Eris in the meantime is pocketing.
Yeah, Eris is like looking at different fabric lengths and doesn't even realize what's going on.
She's also gonna take their necklaces.
Okay.
Okay, well that's a 19.
19.
And +1 is 20, so dirty 20.
Dirty 20?
Oh, I got a dirty 12.
Okay. Pip, you go to kind of rifle through and you're like, oh, a coin. And you go to grab it, and as soon as you grab it, you're like, oh, fuck, a coin. And you feel like a searing pain and hear that same screaming that you heard on the bikes as you attempt to hold this coin. Nefira, and you immediately drop it. Nefira, as you go to grab the coin, you can tell pretty quickly what this is, as you have one already, and it was just discussed. But as you grab it, you realize that there seems to be, like, you're able to withstand it, but there is definitely kind of a, like, gloom that you feel and a weight from holding this coin. You do not hear the screams, but it feels shitty. Like, it feels like you just grabbed something and your whole mood was just like, oh, damn. But you don't.
Can Spark see Pip's reaction to pick something up?
Yeah, Pip probably was going like, fuck.
Yeah. She tried to get it out.
Yeah.
What was that?
And I would say Spark and Eris and Nefira, all notice that.
Whoa, Pip, what's going on?
Are you okay, Pip?
That looks like a coin. Oh,
Don't touch it.
okay.
It's yeah, it just screamed and felt bad.
It's one of those. Is there a stick?
Figure out what it is.
I want to push it away.
Air's just gonna mage hand it.
It's probably a good idea.
But
Does
is the
anything
weight
happen
of
to me?
the weight of souls more than 5 pounds?
What's heavier, a ton of bricks or a ton of feathers?
Mage hand can carry 10 pounds.
Mage
Oh,
hand
sorry,
carries
I
5,
thought it was 5.
right?
No, it carries 10.
Oh,
I
really?
literally am
I
looking at the spell
misremembered.
right now and
Oh, sick! I thought it was 5
It
too.
carries
My
10.
bad.
Yeah, so with that, Eris, you're able to pick up the coin, and this is kind of like, turning it over with the mage hand, and this is the first time that you've really looked at one. It has that similar look to the dagger that Nephira had. It is kind of this greenish silver in it. There's like a screaming face on one side, and then on the other side, there seems to be kind of a shimmer to it. And this one has a 1 that's kind of shimmering. But it's an infernal, and you feel really proud because you read your numbers in infernal.
Aww. Y'all, guess what? This is some kind of spooky coin, and it's got a 1 on it. I figured that out. That's
very
1
nice.
infernal.
Okay. So these coins, I already had one of these, and
You have one?
I didn't have a problem picking this one
Tracy?
up. It just holds it up.
Where did you
Because
get
the soul coin was never discussed.
Nope.
Where did you get that, Nephira?
Tracy, like with my eyes, where
Right here.
is there a number on that one?
There's a similar thing, screaming face on one side, and a number. This one has a 3 shimmering
Okay.
in infernal.
Cool.
Y'all are good with your numbers, 0 to 9, 0 to 9 in infernal.
Yeah. It's got 3. I know these power hour bikes. Okay.
Wait. So there are souls in these coins then?
Yes.
Well, that
Well,
makes
if
sense.
what we talked about is true, then yeah, I don't like that.
I mean,
I already had one of these, and I didn't have a problem when I picked it up, and I didn't hear screaming when I picked this one up. I did feel a little like
Bad.
yick, but not as bad, I guess. Maybe it's another like thing with the necklace and the metal connection. That's why I could ride the bike. I don't like this any more than any of you like this. I want to get out of this place. But it's like we were saying, we need the bikes for now. And the souls aren't getting any deader. So
Maybe Nephira keeps the coins.
yeah, I can do that.
Yeah,
Since-
I mean, I could also keep the coins because I have mage hand.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
like, it's
oh,
not
I have mage
affecting-
hand.
You have mage hand? Oh, well, I mean, then I guess because I don't have to. As Eris is gesturing, her hand is the mage hand is copying her gestures. It just has the coin in it. Because yeah, touching it doesn't bother me, and we each have our own bike. So I guess when we find another coin, we can have it. Pip, I guess if you want this one and you have mage hand, you can hold on to it since you found it.
Okay, yeah.
or I
And
can
cast mage
let it
hand,
so
just
you
like
don't-
this, like shimmering gold hand with like black skeletals on it.
Mhm.
Eris's fiery hand. Casts it to.
Oh, and also mine can do this, and it turns invisible.
Whoa!
Cool.
Whoa,
Right?
that's cool.
And reappears. And yeah. I mean,
Okay.
it's a coin.
Hold on to the
Pip,
coins.
when you go to put the coin in your bag and it becomes now you carrying it because wording is very specific, I need you to make another Constitution saving throw. It is not technically the picking up of the coin, it is the carrying of the coin. And the
Well, that's
intent
an
to
18.
carry.
I got a dirty 20.
Dirty
We are
20?
learning stuff.
You are. So with that, you hear the screams, but it's like muffled. You're just aware of them there. And you do understand what Nafira is talking about with that kind of gloom feeling as soon as you kind of like put it in your pouch or wherever you're carrying it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
With
I don't like
Spark's
that
passive
kind of
insight score, can he
Sticking.
pick up on the mood shifts?
What's his passive?
I think his passive insight is like 14 or something at this point. Oh, wait, let me just double check. 16.
I would say with the 16, yeah, he can notice the shift in Pip's mood.
Are you all feeling okay?
Yeah, just I really don't like this place, and I want to get out of here.
That's fair.
Yeah, let's just get out of here. Let's go. We gotta keep moving so that we can get out.
We just need to hope that once we get to the fort, we'll get a hint on where the sword is. And be able to follow it.
Yeah. Let's go.
All right. So as you all are kind of just, you've finished looking through, you notice that there's no money. They have like no gold, no silver, nothing like that. They have the pretty basic weapons that they were using to attack you with the rapier, dagger. There's a hand crossbow that's kind of mangled, one of them. And otherwise, it feels like most of their valuable things were the bikes that they had. So
Any food or spell components?
no food, no spell components, as there's no water. So yeah, you all are feeling a little parched.
Yeah.
Come tomorrow morning, I'll be able to potentially help us with our water. We're still gonna have to ration, but we won't have to worry about the sticks looking tempting to drink from.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Maybe where we're going, we'll have water.
Maybe.
Maybe.
But as you all are kind of musing about this and had kind of gathered up, you suddenly hear the roar of the infernal machine and kind of the screams released as you look over and see that Chuka and Clonk have turned on the engine, and it appears they are done fixing their infernal machine. You see, as you look over, Chuka kind of hops down and comes, like, walking on over to you all and goes, "Done. Ready for Fort Knucklebone?"
Yes.
Yeah.
Can the
Thank
bikes
you.
go on your machine, or should we ride those?
Claw would damage bikes. Only good for scrap. Better to ride.
Okay.
Should I ride with Nafira?
You can ride with whoever you want, Spark. I'm taking my bike. It's
You
not my
can
problem.
ride on... And he kind of just gestures back to the scavenger.
Yes.
It has plenty of room.
Can my horse fit on there too?
You see a bird so confused by the aspect of a horse attempting to climb up like the tiny little ladder to get onto what is essentially like a wrecking truck. And he goes, Can the horse climb?
Probably not. You okay with following behind?
You see that the horse just looks over. He's like, yeah, man. You don't know where this horse found some weed, but apparently he's been smoking. He's been smoking while y'all been joking around. Yeah, you're you're like, maybe I didn't do the spell right. Something's wrong with this horse. It was my first time. I was stressed. I don't know. Why is my horse a stoner?
It's a cursed wood you made your.
That's true.
No, he cast it with the cracked holy symbol.
That's what happened.
Gosh darn it, gosh darn evil plane interfering with my magic.
Yeah, I made the evilest of horses.
It was a cracked holy symbol.
On some
What is
some
Sparks'
drugs.
character art going to be realizing the oath is a direct plug into the weave? He doesn't need a deity as a middle person.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so however you all are going to arrange, the Devil's Ride can go faster than the Scavenger, but the Scavenger can go faster than the horse. So back to kind of that. So you'll be traveling at least as fast as the Scavenger can go. Although at this rate, the Scavenger probably cannot go full speed, considering it's got some wonky tires. It'll probably be a little bit slower. So...
Can Pip go up to the Kenku and be like, hey, does your thing have like a box to put stuff in?
A trunk?
Yeah.
Yes?
Can I put this in there? And holds out the soul coin. I really like it.
You see that immediately the Kenku grabs it and is like, this will be not trunk, this fuel.
I have it.
Pockets it, and kind of...
Oh,
What?
That's mine.
No takebacks! And jumps up onto the vehicle.
Okay, trade.
Trade what?
Trade.
What?
I give you the coin, you give me something else. Please?
No.
Okay.
Eris is good. They're bullying Pip. Eris is gonna go up and
Sparks gonna be like,
well, she's gonna go up
hey.
and be like, give the coin back.
He gave it to me.
No!
What?
I gave it to you to
Give the
keep
coin
safe.
back.
I will keep it safe.
I want it back. Or something in return.
It's only fair, because if yours also gonna come up, and I kind of want to use
I
my.
mean, there's gotta be something
Plus-
that you're not gonna use, right?
+3 intimidation.
Use your intimidation. Go give me an intimidation roll. Let me see. As Nefira walks on up, let's see how this new intimidation.
Can I roll to help Nefira?
Yeah.
Can I give Nefira help because
Because you're
Eris has already been,
there.
like,
Yeah,
trying to intimidate them?
sure. So roll at advantage.
Oh, yay. Okay. That is not a very good roll. Let's try again. Oh, that is so much better. Yay. Okay. 19 with a +3. That is 22. Yes.
22.
One day I will learn simple math.
I'm gonna say for a little bit of flavor, as I know it had been tucked in Nefira's shirt, but Nefira got picked up, dropped, chucked around, put on a bike, died, came back to life. I'd say at this point, as like Nefira's like probably clothes are a little tattered from that, the kind of like necklace like in anime style, like fling, and then falls back into the shirt, you know, classic. And it's enough to catch the Kenku's eye, and they, you see, they immediately look over and they go, "What? What have?" They immediately like chuck the coin back at Pip. What have? What's your necklace?
Oh, this?
Mm-hmm.
What do
Post
you
it
know
out.
about
Do you know what
it?
that is?
You see they, I go sideways, but they go backward. You see that Chuka kind of scrambles back, is like, that is very, very useful. And he like goes up to like try to grab at the necklace. He's
Like,
not
I
actually,
will
yeah.
physically
pull
step
out the dagger.
between.
No. Pull out the dagger, the fiendish
Which
dagger.
dagger?
I'm gonna pull that one out and point it
About
out.
4 seconds ago, Nefira's like, I will never use it.
It's
Can
a
I mention
threat.
this?
God!
If Spark sees this out the corner of his eye, physically between Kenku and Nefira, other hand on Nefira's arm, like,
Like Nefira's
We
like
still-
clutching the dagger,
Yeah.
clutching the necklace, pulling the fiendish
Yeah,
dagger,
like,
and saying, "Hey,
arm on elbow. It's like, we
You see that Chuka
still
scrambles
need to be
back.
on friendly terms with them.
That is just very, very powerful.
yeah." So like,
Mad
back up
Maggie
a
would
little
love
bit.
that. She would be so happy. She would be so pleased.
Who?
Our boss. We're going.
Oh,
Well,
right.
you're- Boss be able to explain more in what it is? We acquired it without knowing fully what it is, and we've only gotten a slight grasp on what it does.
Maybe she knows lots.
Okay, because this just kind of appeared on me.
Vera, do you think that they know about
I-
anything about?
I don't know, but
You see they're doing the little bird thing where they do like the head angles to try to
Yeah.
figure out what you're whispering about, even though you're not whispering, but what you're saying.
It's
yeah,
also
I
I mean, maybe they know
I don't-
KL.
let anyone touch this for now. So we know more about it at least. So please don't try to grab at it.
Okay.
it's also probably best
It's
if
shiny.
we save talking about this until we're there. We've
Yeah.
been
Just gonna,
here
like,
for a
tuck it back
while.
under the.
At that, and you saying you've been here for a while, you hear like the rev of an engine. You look up to see like Chuka's got, or Klonk's got like one arm out and is like leaning over, being like Vin Diesel, all right, in Fast and Furious. This is a Vin Diesel bird, this is a big bird, but not Big Bird, not Big Bird, just a big bird. And you see he's kind of gesturing like, let's fucking go, considering turning the machines on are loud and it's been idling. You see Chuka goes back.
Let's go.
We go. Maybe hour to Fort.
Let's go then.
It just goes,
Kira's gonna get back on her bike.
All right, everyone. Pip, Eris, Nefira on bikes. Spark.
Spark's probably gonna stay with the birds.
All right, Spark. You climb up and kind of hold on in next to one of those harpoon stations that you were at before.
Yeah.
And you all start your engines and take off across the kind of the plains.
Sorry, general question. Is Lulu gonna land on the thing or just fly by us because it's like, yes, I can almost fly at full speed.
Yeah, Lulu's just gonna keep flying with alongside as you all head to the fort. And so anyone who has a bike, keep track. You are down an hour on your fuel at the end of this.
Okay.
From 18 that you had.
We had 18 hours.
what the
Now we're
heck?
at like 17.
Yes.
Not tomorrow, the issue.
But as you all kind of careen across this landscape, you see a lot more of the kind of pockmarks of meteor strikes. You kind of weave in and out, following Chuka and Klonk. They seem to know where some patches of like quicksand are or unstable ground. And otherwise, like after the first 5 or 10 minutes of riding your bike, specifically for the ones who have them, you start to kind of be able to tune out, well, minus Nefira, who's never had to hear it, but you can start to tune out and really not notice the screams anymore. It starts to just kind of fade into the wind of riding and kind of the exhilaration of these like cool ass bikes that can do some cool shit. Probably about 30 minutes into the drive, you all kind of start getting a better feel for your bike. You can figure out how to kind of bank it, how to maybe do some sharper turns. You understand that there's a mechanic that could probably allow you to do like some wheelies in certain ways, but not quite there yet. If you do roll, it will be a very difficult check to make that happen. But you're starting to get a hang of the bikes, and you can see as you're kind of cruising along the plains, you're kind of separating a bit from the river Styx and heading further, I guess, inland. You don't really know whether River Styx is in or out, but you're heading away from the water. And you can see that in the like deep red sky, there are a bunch of meteors that are starting to pick up and crash down. None of them seem to be coming near you any. A lot of them seem to be back more towards where the Blood Wars, like that big main fight underneath El Terrell. But you can't help but notice that they have picked up a little bit.
Can we see El Terrell in the distance, or are we too far away?
I would say that you are starting to, you think you can see it. Like if you look behind you, you're like squinting, you're like, oh yeah, I bet that's it. But it is really starting to get to a distance where everything just kind of turns into a haze, especially even on like the clearest of days in Avernus. There's a lot of smoke and haze. And so you're not sure if you're just seeing things because maybe it's showing you what you want to see, or if you could actually still see El Terrell.
Yeah, Eris has kind of been trying to keep an eye out for it. So I guess as it starts to get harder to see, she kind of frowns a bit.
Morgan left?
No,
Yeah.
I didn't.
Well, your camera's gone.
Yeah.
No, Tate and Stu left from my point of view.
No,
Well,
I
let's
can't see
let's
you.
take a second
Oh, there you
and
are.
see if
Yeah,
everyone
let's
comes
make sure
back.
my Wi-Fi is not being funky.
Yeah.
Let's all take a moment to reconnect.
Yeah.
We'll take a moment to hold hands and evaluate the vibes of the situation.
The vibes are.
Vibing.
Oh, also,
You-
this is at the freaking birds.
Oh, hold on. Your screen's too blurry for me to see.
It says during Pride Month,
Oh my goodness.
homophobic birds.
God.
Nice.
Maybe they're gay
Or
birds. You don't
selfish
know.
birds.
They're fucking
Well,
based
you
off
can be
crows.
homophobic.
Kenkus are based off crows. Yeah, they're gonna grab something shiny.
They shouldn't.
All right. So as the time starts to wind down, you start to see a little bit of a rocky outcropping on the horizon in front of you. And as you approach, you see a fortified compound that sits atop a low plateau that rises out of a crater-pocked landscape. At the center of the compound is a hill of rust-colored stone that resembles a hand clawing out of the ground. There's gaps in between the fingers, and you see a jagged wall made of rock, bones, and metal debris surrounding this hand-shaped hill. Other highlights from this visible from this distance are a gatehouse, and you can just barely see like a little bit of red along top of maybe some small figures on watch. So as you start to near, Chuka or Clonk kind of slows the scavenger down quite a bit, and you hear Chuka yell out to the three of you on bikes, stay behind, I'll talk to guards. Yes? No? He's waiting for a response. Okay.
I don't want to talk to those birds.
During this time, Spark will try and like wave down Lulu, and once he hears her voice in his head, he's gonna be like, "Hey, any of your memories coming back yet?"
I don't know. This place seems familiar, but it is not memories of more than this place. Nothing else.
Alright, maybe the person in charge here will know what direction to point us.
I hope. And you see Lulu kind of settles down next to you, does a little helicopter landing on a moving vehicle as you all now kind of approach at a much slower pace to the kind of open guardhouse area.
Just the two holy beacons in here.
Yeah, the two holy beacons and birds, all right?
Beacons and birds, that might make a good title.
But yeah, as you approach the gate, you can see now there are a bunch of these, like little creatures that are kind of very small, like smaller than Pipper Nephira, that are lined up along the top. They have these little red caps on, and a bunch of like really janky weapons. And you see that as you all approach, one of them yells down and kind of in very broken common, and you yell something about like a password. You can't really tell. It's like they're weirdly speaking common, but also not at the same time. And you, Spark, you kind of are shocked a little bit as Chuka, who is standing next to you, shouts very loudly, like squawks at them aggressively, like, fuck you, shut up, open the gate. And you see that the ones on top kind of scurry, and you see that the big kind of metal full of like bones and fragments and random kind of spikes, this giant metal gate slowly begins to open. And there's enough room for the scavenger to get through, which means you all can easily pull your devil's rides in. As you pull in and you see that Chuka and Clonk kind of take the vehicles, or take the scavenger off to the right, and you follow along, you see that this area enclosed by the ramparts is littered with trash and mechanical parts. Some look like they've been tried to put together to make like another one of these infernal vehicles. There's a bunch of scraps of past infernal vehicles. It is a junkyard through and through. You see there's some ramshackle structures built from the same junk as the outer wall that kind of provides structure for what you're guessing are these creatures that you now see look like smaller feral gnomes. And as you see like the main part of the hand, you can look up and see that kind of embedded in the main part of the rocks, made of, again, this bones and metal. It looks to be like a clock, might be the closest thing. There's no numbers on it, but you see a top half with a decorative image of 5 kind of like flaming rocks, and then on the bottom half, 2 with the words AM and PM on them. And as you all pull your bikes in, you can hear the chatter, no longer talking in common. You don't know what they're saying, but you hear chattering. There's like 60 of these little feral gnomes that are some wearing like these tall red caps that are just like bleeding black blood, like dripping off of them. They're climbing over the vehicles that are around here, over the piles of junk. And they all kind of like are chattering and turn to stare when you all come through, especially 3 of you riding some pretty nice infernal vehicles, well kept, better looking than some of the things in this junkyard. When Chuka and Clonk finally park the scavenger and turn it off, you see that Chuka kind of jumps off the vehicle and starts running towards that main hand structure and kind of shouts back at you all, "Can't keep the boss waiting, come on," and heads inside.
Sparks is going to gesture for like the gremlins to have a little corner talk and
Yeah.
in halfling just kind of be like, so we're keeping the coin secret, right?
Yeah.
I think,
I guess.
yeah, for sure. That is, mhm. After what they tried? Yeah, no.
And I'm keeping my bike with me. I don't trust these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
Yeah. Same.
Can Spark do like a general vibe check of the area they're in?
Mm-hmm.
Like read the atmosphere?
Can Nafira
Here's
also
the
do
deal.
that? I have advantage on insight.
I rolled a 12 instead of a 20, so I'm gonna leave the also guidance for Spark. So I'm gonna leave that D12 over there. It should have given guidance to Nafira.
Okay, I got a 17 plus 4, which is better than my first roll.
Single digits for Spark.
Nice. Spark is stressing.
I
Dude, I'm
rolled
so
better on the D4 than the D20.
Yeah, Spark is stressed. Eris got
I'm
what?
so glad I had advantage because
There's
my
not-
first roll was a 3.
You rolled one
There's got
better
a
than
dirty
Spark.
20.
Dirty 20. So dirty 20 and 17 plus 3, so 20.
Yeah,
Another
so
dirty
20.
2
20.
dirty 20s.
Two
No,
dirty
4
20.
plus 4. 17
Okay.
plus 4, so it's 21.
Can I also do perception to see if there's anyone looking at my bike funny?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, so
That is a 6 plus 5. That's 11. Never mind.
okay. Everyone's looking at your bike. Funny, Pip.
Hi.
Yeah, but no, Nafira and Eris, the two of you kind of looking around, trying to clock what's going on. You see that most of the creatures here, you do note they don't look to be like fiends. You're not entirely sure what these creatures are. And you cannot get a read on them, even with a 20. They are the epitome of chaos. Like, you look around and you saw one of them kind of like pat one on the head, and then one of them turn around with a knife and straight through the throat and then giggle to his friends about it. Like, they are just psychotic. And you're like, I don't know if they're gonna like steal our bike or kill us or neither and just kill each other. You were trying very hard. All you know is that any interaction with them will literally just be a shot in the dark, as they are wild.
Like chaos, but not like this.
Yeah.
Eris is
Yes.
just say, let's go see the boss now. Let's not stay here.
Yeah,
Yes.
let's go. Let's go.
All right, so as you all fall along, Spark, you notice that Lulu is like flying very close to you, like almost keeps grazing your shoulder. Feels like she looks like she's very uncomfortable. This is also one of the first times you all have noticed that you haven't lost track of where Lulu is. While you've been in here. Like, you've been able to be like, oh, Lulu's over here, and then look away, and then look back and Lulu is still there, or look away and notice Lulu moving to a different location. She doesn't just magically appear in the locations that she has before.
Lulu, I know. Don't worry, Lulu. We'll stick close to you.
You hear a sigh. If someone could sigh in their head, that is what Lulu does. It sounds like a sigh of relief. But yeah, as you all follow. You also notice that kind of Clonk gets down, and some of the, as you're walking away, kind of halfway away, you see that some of the creatures had started to crawl over the scavenger, and you can just hear Clonk like kicking them off of. I almost kicked my computer cord. Kicking them like off of the vehicle and like squawking at them, which is more than, you don't know if he's actually saying anything, but it's more than he interacted with you all. But it doesn't seem like he really likes them. But Chuka's gone, still inside, and as you kind of enter this, basically just a cave, you see that all around there's kind of like weird trinkets and books. There's different like mechanical parts everywhere still in here, almost like the junkyard it just came in, except instead of the dirt outside, there's a bunch of like kind of tattered rugs all along the ground. And you can even see that there are a few of the nicer looking kind of devil's rides in here as well. A few that look like nearly like in perfect driving condition, unlike the ones that are outside that are a little more broken. And you see, as you step in, you see Chuka, who's, a little bit taller than Pip and Nefira, but he is standing next to a extremely tall creature, wearing this long, tattered kind of shift covered in mud and blood and mold and whatever else. You see a hag. You see the hag's eyes kind of seem to be moving independently of each other, and she kind of notices you all step inside and kind of slowly starts to approach. You see that she has straggly brown hair hanging in front of these eyes that are kind of just going in all different places. And on each shoulder, you see red-eyed ravens, that one on each shoulder, that seem to be looking quite intently at your group. And from behind, kind of the shadows, behind a curtain, you hear and see this hulking creature, kind of built of different fiendish and humanoid parts, kind of hopping along behind her, kind of trudging and moaning as it kind of just follows alongside. And they, both the hag's eyes suddenly on the group, specifically on Lulu, as you all enter. And you hear her go, "Goodness. Where did you find such a thing? Well, please don't be shy. Come in."
Hello.
Hello?
Very
Get ready to fucking fight.
Sparks just kind of like arm in front of Nefira.
like
General-
under the cloak. It's
Okay, hidden daggers. Yeah, hands on the hips where the daggers are.
yes.
Spark would still probably clock that intent from behind him. We hail from the prime material plane, and we are seeking something here. Our companion remembered this place, so we were hoping you might be able to point us in the direction of what we seek. Are you acquainted with our companion? Also, sorry, where are my manners? How should we address you?
Oh, well, you can call me Maggie. Mad Maggie, but Maggie is fine. And I do not know if I have met your companion in this state before, but... And you see she's kind of trying to look at Lulu. Lulu is doing a really good job of not being in front and is kind of hiding behind Spark.
I imagine Spark and Eris are in the front of the group.
So, you said that she remembers this place.
the few she has.
Her memories are missing. Interesting. Interesting. Well, I don't know what she's looking for, but I might be able to help her remember.
By the way, general insight check.
Yeah,
on
go
her.
for it.
Yeah, same.
Is he
Yeah.
able to get off a cast of guidance without putting everyone on alert, or
No.
with his passive insight, he's like,
you're like, this
"Maybe
is
magic."
probably a
Got
pretty powerful magical user.
14 plus 4. So that is an 18
Okay.
for Nefira.
My dice are choosing to be pleasant to make up for that too earlier. Sorry, insight plus 6. 23 total.
23 total. For the 18, she is putting on a show of kind of being this old, weak individual. And you could just tell there's no way someone would have an entire fort in the grounds of Avernus and be able to keep it from devils if they weren't powerful. As far as the 23, she is keenly interested in these memories of Lulu. Less so, so much so that it's like she's being polite with you all, but really just wants Lulu.
Like, when you say wants Lulu, and sort of ownership thing, or more of a is very intrigued by
Lulu, and especially this idea of memories. There's something with when you said that she lost her memories, that she was, or that like she has few memories, that really kind of sparked her interest, if you would.
And seeing this, Spark will be like, and best we can tell, it's not related to the Obsidian Tower field. Does that get a reaction out of her?
With the 23, you can tell she is specifically pretending she doesn't know what that is. She's trying. She's very much being like, oh, obsidian. I don't, but like it would be pretty convincing if you didn't roll that high. But like she's putting on a good effort to be like, I don't know what that is. So.
Do you, if she is willing to let you, do you think you can figure out the cause of it? Or at the very least, possibly point us in the direction of a landmark if we were to describe it to you?
Well, there could be many causes for the loss of memory, but I could maybe help restore or unlock the ones that she cannot currently access.
Spark kind of looks over at Lulu, like, are you willing to give it a try?
I mean, I feel like it's the best chance we have. The more I can remember, the more I can help, even if it's not right away.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, one of the cats wants to be let in, so mark that on your bingo
Yeah,
cards,
there we go.
everyone. And, oh my god.
What is Pip doing while this is all going down?
Specifically,
Yes.
singling me out.
Well, because I already know what Nafira's doing. I know Eris is kind of up
Nafira's
there
ready
bodyguarding
to
with
throw
yeah, with
daggers.
Spark, so
Yeah, I mean, whenever you mentioned, earlier on, as we were coming in, like, there being just a bunch of, like, stuff places,
mhm.
Oh
what was
no.
what was on his mind was, kind of clocking that, storing that information for later, whenever nobody can see him, so he can make things right, for that coin. But right now, just
I mean, you
kind
got the coin back.
yeah, that's true. But yeah, right now just kind of standing there listening. Very curious about this very obviously magical being. And when she mentions that she can help Lulu remember, he kind of looks to Eris for a moment. Yeah, he just kind of there.
All right. Yeah.
Trying to say it.
And Spark's gonna kind of look at the gremlins and be like, Lulu at least seems willing to try.
It's Lulu's choice. We can't pressure her into anything she's not comfortable with.
Yeah.
Alright. If you're willing to help.
Yes, it will take me maybe a little bit to a day or two to gather all the supplies I need. I need to make a journey. But
Well,
you could make yourselves at home. And don't take those red caps too seriously.
A day or two? A day or
would
two?
we be able to help you gather the supplies to expedite the process?
Yeah, I was
Is there
gonna
any
ask.
way this could be
You're
done
doing magic.
faster?
Can I help?
I don't
What was
think
it?
you want to deal with the beings I'm going to make some deals with. No, you cannot help. I have to call in some favors. Unless you have those favors, which you don't, or you wouldn't be here. So.
On the note of favors, what will you require from us then?
I just want to see these memories. I want to be a part of the ritual, I guess you could call it.
Alright.
What harm is there in a little look?
If there is no harm to our companion, I don't think there's any issue. Are there any obvious rules we should follow here to not cause trouble for you in this place of yours?
Don't kill too many of the red caps. Like, maybe more than 30 would be problematic. But otherwise, now, they're quite annoying, and I understand if you just feel the need. But otherwise, there are some others that might be less annoying to talk to. They're floating about or whatnot. Maybe Chuka and Clonk could use a hand. You're welcome to sleep for the entire time or talk to anyone here. I don't really have many rules here.
Alright. Regardless, thank you for your hospitality, Maggie.
Of course.
If Spark approaches for Spark's been staying at, like, max distance in case of allergy.
Mm-hmm.
If he even takes, like, a step closer, does she trigger his allergy?
1 second.
This is more of a Stu question where I'm like, heck, hag.
I do not believe she does.
Okay.
She is not considered a fey creature anymore.
Alright. Just keeping his noses only filled with brimstone, he
Yeah.
then moves back slightly. Alright. So, you will seek us out once all your preparations are done?
I will. It should not be too hard to find the material planes people in my base.
Thank you for your time.
Of course. Enjoy. My house is your house. And you see, she kind of shuffles and turns around to go back into kind of a closed area. And as she turns, you see that the two ravens, red-eyed ravens that were on her shoulder, just also like stand to turn, so they're looking at you as she turns around and leaves. And you see that Chuka is still kind of like standing there, and then kind of walks over towards you all.
Spark lets out the biggest sigh of relief the moment Chuka moves. It's like, we're lucky. She is incredibly curious on whatever happened to Lulu. Let's find a spot for us.
You see Chuka's kind of like, I can show space to rest,
Thank you.
but don't leave items. They will go missing.
We will
Yeah, I wasn't planning
keep
on it.
everything on us at all times. Thank you for the warning.
And you see, as you follow Chuka back out and around one of these like long fingery kind of rock outcroppings, you see he comes to there's like a little kind of shed almost, just made of a bunch of different materials, very haphazard, but it's got a roof and some semblance of kind of a cloth door. And as you are walking up, you see that Clonk is there with like a pretty big club and just smacking the shit out of a red cap that was like running by trying to go back into the house. And is just like, basically they cleared out some of the red caps for you so you could have a place to put all of your stuff, or to, I guess, not have put all your stuff, but have a space away from them. And you see kind of, as you approach, Clonk just kind of gives a nod and walks off. And Chuka goes, you can stay here. We will be around. Maybe if you want to help Spark, you said you were pretty good at lifting. We have something we are working on, but it can wait till you rest. You will be here a bit.
That would be appreciated. Thank you.
And Chuka's just kind of being like, am I dismissed? Or just kind of like looking around at the two of you, or the four of you.
If you have other stuff you need to do. During our brief, like, walk around, did we see many Kenku?
No. You saw no other Kenku, just Chuka and Clonk.
I think it will be easy for our two groups to find each other when we need to.
We will be mostly near where we parked the scavenger. That's our workshop.
Okay. Once we're rested up, we'll swing by there to see if either of you are there.
Good. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
And Juka heads off to further into the camp. And you all are left alone for the time being to discuss what's next. And
Okay.
also, if you want to look on Roll20, there is a diagram. You don't need to put your characters anywhere. This is more of just like a for your own visual. You can get a little kind of image of where everything is.
Okay. So, anyone else get the feeling that Maggie is incredibly powerful?
Yes. Very much, definitely.
Okay.
I want to get out of here as soon as possible. Let's hope this goes well, and then we can just leave.
Should we
Iris just has
potentially...
her
Tiny
hands
hut.
in her,
Right.
sorry, her head in her hands and just like let out a big groan about how long this is gonna take.
Mm-hmm.
Iris,
Days. Don't like
remember,
that.
if this works and Lulu's able to remember where the sword is, it might be better than just hoping they can point us in a general direction.
Spark, I know that. That doesn't change the fact that we have a day or two that we're just sitting here not doing anything.
We can
Who
try
knows
to
what's
get...
happening in El Terrell?
I mean, Pip could hypothetically know.
I was just about to say that.
Don't reach out to my dad. Don't reach out to my dad.
Why?
You can talk to Kamar about what's going on, but don't talk to him.
Okay. Do you not want him to know anything? I will tell him.
No. I don't want to put some kind of target on his back. I don't trust anything around here. And you've been talking to Kamar already, so I guess it's not going to make a difference. But he's already dealing with enough, and we don't need to add more.
Okay.
That's true. We don't know if the bled out fellow was the only one eavesdropping.
Exactly. And I don't want to add a target on his back.
Okay. I won't talk to him.
We can possibly see if we can get some information. Maybe someone here might have heard about Creed and what he's been up to. I imagine anyone else from the Prime Material is probably making a noticeable amount of noise. I mean, we've been here for a week. Ismar kind of pauses and stares for a moment as that actually sinks in.
It's only been a week.
Yeah, it's been 5 days.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
This is the 5th day. I've been keeping track.
Thank you,
That's
Pip.
good. Yeah,
I've also been keeping track.
I have not.
But
It's hard to keep track though.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's important that we do. We don't want to end up back home and have been completely missed winter.
and I can always check in on when it is back home.
True. But I guess we try to gather information, maybe see if somebody here has weapons for sale. This place looks like something where people might unload unwanted cargo.
Mhm.
Maybe we
If
can
it's unwanted
find...
cargo, though. Are we gonna find a good weapon?
Some people might not have a need for the type of weapon you use. Spark kind of gestures to his mace. I'm really the only one in the group that can use this effectively. Maybe a group of casters finds a magic sword or something, and none of them feel the need to keep it.
Okay.
Does
have-
it look like they'll have things for sale? Do you think they're gonna give us anything? Or should we just
Spark kind of
take it?
swaps
Like,
to
this seems to be
halfling
what they
again.
do. Why shouldn't we?
We also have the coins. Coins
Yeah, no, we're
might
saving
still
that for
be
our fuel.
coins.
That's
For
for
our
fuel.
bikes. That's not for like trading with people.
I think we're okay. As far as supplies right now, I think right now we should just rest, and we can make a plan. We can look and see what they have. If we see something that's like really, really like a good deal and like something that's important that we need, then we can like, you know, maybe take a bit of time to like discuss it. If it's something that's like really useful that we could actually like need, but otherwise we're probably okay. Maybe.
But, yes,
I don't know. Better be prepared than sorry. But
true.
the soul coins are for the bikes. They're fuel, so we have to remember that.
So, hold on, sorry, Kiki is potentially gonna start scratching up the rodent's chair, so I need to move her and recover it. Kiki.
Pip, do you want to set up the dome so we can
Yeah.
get some sleep?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so you all are able to kind of go inside this little roundish yurt, kind of yurt made of who knows what, scraps and metal and leather and hide and whatnot. But once
A
you're
dome within a yurt.
yeah,
That's the dome up anyway, so no one
Yeah.
can get in and take my stuff.
there you go. But yeah, so there's plenty of room. As it is quite a low area. Like the dome just barely fits in it. As you've noticed most of the individuals here, other than Mad Maggie, are very small. She is probably like 9 feet tall, and then everyone else is like 2, maybe 2 with a tall hat on. So Mickey or the monster thing following her, the amalgamation of body parts and kind of the flesh golem, if you will, that was following her was a little bit taller than her, and way broader, like a brick wall walking around, while hopping around. But
So, I guess kind of a watches, right?
Sure.
Yeah,
that sounds like a good
I
idea.
think that's smart.
And actually, at this point, Spark's gonna paint at Virtue and be like, maybe stay a bit away from the fort. They might try to kill you.
fair. Yeah, you get a acknowledgement from Virtue, that he's gonna go find some grass.
I don't think I've seen a patch of grass growing here.
Maybe there's another one of those forests. Hope
I
not.
might have to resummon Virtue soon if he wanders too far and we're
Can you
not
not
able to
just-
get to him.
Can you not just pop him like in and out like I can do with Val?
No, if I dismiss him,
Oh.
I'll need to fully resummon him.
No. Okay.
As you all are kind of settling in, you hear Lulu in your head, who has kind of like come inside and is just sitting in the corner. But individually, you kind of all hear in your heads, Lulu go, I believe that Mad Maggie is a hag, and they...
We have the dome set up and we're like gathered. Spark.
Yeah. So
right.
So yeah, basically, because Lulu was talking.
Right, Lulu was in the middle of telling
Yeah.
us what
Yeah.
a
So-
hag was.
Yeah, so as Lulu was kind of explaining about hag, and saying that other than them liking to barter in deals, hags also like goodwill or favors. If you could perhaps gain some good faith with maybe Chuka and Clonk, or others that she likes around here, it could go a long way in her helping you. Probably not the red caps. She didn't seem to care about them, but maybe others.
Yes, and also when I did bring up the obsidian field we passed, she knew what it was, but was acting like she didn't. We got incredibly lucky that she seemed so enthralled in knowing whatever happened to Lulu before we met her.
Yeah.
Sin. Again, I'm not sure about the rest of you. I was incredibly intimidated. I am thankful she did not show animosity to us.
And you hear Lulu say, I truly don't remember if I met Mad Maggie before. I only have memories vaguely of this place and the two Kenku. No one else here, but I don't know if that's for any reason. Maybe there was a different leader of this fort, and the Kenkus have just been here. I'm unsure.
Maybe.
If what Lulu's told us, we should be careful what we ask of Maggie beyond the ritual she's going to perform for her own satisfaction. So maybe we should be careful with if the necklace might become visible.
Yeah. Let's
And-
hide that.
And see what we glean from,
Oh yeah.
well, me helping... Sorry, this is Stu being bad with names. Chuka and Clonk.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Just think of sounds that happen when you're hammering on things and machinery.
Let's see what comes from me helping Chuka and Clonk with their project, and they might be able to loop us in on other ways we can try to garner favor.
Maybe.
if-
I mean, if it's just lifting stuff, I can help too.
True.
I can help.
Yeah. Depending what it is.
I can
But-
help.
We'll see
We
how
can
we
all
can
try.
help tomorrow. But rest will be nice. And I guess we'll see tomorrow how much water I can conjure up per use of a spell. So we each take a 2-hour watch and hope for the best.
Yeah, sounds
I
fun.
want to
to
go
me.
last.
I can go first.
I guess I'll go second to last.
I'll go middle then.
All right. So,
Actually, sorry, I forgot. In character, we know that Pip reached out to his sister the last time he was by himself, right?
Mhm.
yeah.
He spilled beans.
He
Yeah,
spilled the
y'all found
beans.
out that
Pretty
real
much.
Cool,
quickly.
Spark's gonna insight check that immediate I want to go last.
Wow. No trust. No
Oh my
trust.
God.
No one trusts Morgan or Pip.
I don't know, Pip. You gotta
Right?
earn it.
God, this is not a trustworthy face.
Face of a
No, it's
scammer.
not.
Face of a
You have to
fucking
trust
scammer.
Legally, you have
No,
to
we
trust me.
don't. And Pip isn't a Hufflepuff either. So
He's not. He's a
Here's
regular.
the Hufflepuff. I'm stating it here.
Yeah, look at
Nafira
this.
is a
I mean,
Hufflepuff.
We got
Spark's
proof.
obviously.
It's got all of them
Mhm.
on there, but it's there.
By the way, 22.
22. Hey Pip, what are your intentions with Last Watch?
He's not gonna cast Sending, but he does have
Plots.
something that he wants. He does have a reason that
You
he
could
wants to
pass
go.
sending to Kamar.
I could, but he's
There's his proof
Yeah.
of that.
that's true, and he could still.
But
he does need.
basically,
He
he's-
does want to like check up on her, make sure that she made it all right, see how things are going, but
But basically, Spark's not getting the vibe of Pip's trying to do a sneaky send-in. It's more just
Yeah.
a,
no, he's
I
not
want
trying
some
to sneak
time.
Sending. He's not trying to sneak Sending.
alright, like, alright. Well, Nefero, wake me up when it's my turn. And he's just gonna let himself relax enough to thump.
Yeah. All right. So who is first watch?
Eris is.
Eris. All right. Eris, you all are inside the dome, inside the yurt. You can see out of the dome, and you can see a little bit past the kind of flapping cloth that is the doorway of the yurt. But otherwise, if you're going to be like staying within the dome, you're not really going to be able to see much on watch.
Yeah, Eris is gonna go out of the dome then.
Okay.
Just hit like right in the doorway, I guess.
Yeah, kind of like lounge in the doorway.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and give me that perception check.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Hey, let's go.
So as you're kind of waiting on watch, again, it's that weird thing where it's, the skies are still constantly red. You can see that everyone else is kind of settled down, whether they're asleep or not, kind of quietly just resting, really. And for the most part, you don't see any of these kind of red caps, these little feral gnomes, coming too close to your where you all are sitting, or where you're all kind of resting. You do see and hear them like chattering and climbing over things. And at one point, kind of later in the night, you see that kind of fiendish flesh golem that was kind of this different amalgamation of pieces put together, that was standing behind Mad Maggie. Seems to kind of heads not like directly by you, but seems to be going by you, trying to head somewhere. You can see he's kind of hopping or jumping, kind of shuffling or limping a little bit. And you see at one point, he kind of gets surrounded by a bunch of those little fiendish creatures, and they seem to be like making fun of him and like hopping and dancing and kind of like trying to shove at him. They can't knock him over. He is massive and so much bigger than them. But you see they're kind of making a song and dance out of however he is walking, before you can see that this creature apparently can't talk. But he makes a lot of kind of grunting noises and swats at a bunch of them. And eventually they leave him alone and he kind of hops and continues on his way.
I was gonna say, Eris, if they were bothering him, Eris would help him out.
Are you gonna leave? He's not quite near where you all.
Far.
He's like you were watching this at a distance, like across the way.
Oh, if she can produce a flame, that has a range of I think 90. Let me check quick.
I would say it's further than 90. Like you are pretty much just able to tell who it is based on the fact that no one else you've seen looks like him, and these little shits don't, there's just a bunch of little tiny ones. So
I want to gain favor, but I don't
well,
want
you
to
can
abandon my friends.
you can at least note that they seem to like picking on him, and probably will continue to do so.
I think she's gonna go help him because, or at least get within range to cast Produce Flame at them, because nothing can enter the dome.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah.
She's gonna move a bit to try to chase them away with some fire.
So as you move up and you see that he's kind of trying to swat at them as they're like cackling and laughing and making fun of him, you kind of come up there and produce flame. And between you producing this flame and this kind of flesh golem,
30 feet. It's not 90 feet.
Yeah.
But yeah, she'll get close enough.
Yeah, producing flame and kind of, are you chucking it or just like kind of holding it as like a, I'm gonna get you?
She'll hold it, and if that doesn't do anything, she'll start throwing it.
Yeah. You see that as you get closer, they kind of start to kind of break apart and scatter as you look like you're coming in for a bit of a fight. And also with that distraction, the golem is able to kind of smack a bunch of them as they're not looking and kind of send them flying. But yeah, give me, as they kind of disperse and he's left kind of hopping, give me an insight check.
Okay. Oh no. 7.
Yeah, you're not really sure. Yeah, you don't really get anything other than the fact that they were kind of making fun of him.
Okay. Cool. My work here is done. I'm gonna go back.
Yeah, you see that as
Continue doing my things.
As you kind of start to head off, he kind of gives you like a little nod of a thank you, and makes some
not bad.
makes some like kind of like grunting noises. It appears like his mouth is sewed shut or doesn't have one, like not physically sewed shut, just there isn't one there, so he cannot speak. But is trying his hardest to show his appreciation, and continues to kind of hop and kind of limp shuffle off. But at least he is not being surrounded and made fun of by these little creatures anymore.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah, once Eris gets back to the hut, she's gonna start working on Pip's eye patch.
Cool. Tell me what that looks like.
She's like, yeah, so as she's like sitting there, she's got the fabric that her and Pip had kind of picked out, and she's starting to like sew it together and cut it and put it together, but her hands keep getting like really warm and she keeps accidentally setting the material on fire. So she just eventually just like sets it to the side and is like just feeling like pretty frustrated that she can't like keep a handle on how flammable she is right now. And so she goes over to smoke a cigarette outside the hut. And she's like looking out at where she thinks Alterel is, because probably can't really see it that well at this point. And she's just thinking about like, I guess the choice that she's made. And she's like wondering if her dad would she knows that he said that he knew that she would save him and Alterel. And so she's wondering, like, I guess, is it possible to do it the right way? Or is there just not enough time? Like, and, well, she's not really asking anyone for advice because no one's there. So I guess she's just pondering that and comes to kind of the conclusion that, like, even if she could save them the right way, the, like, more morally correct way. Oh, I think my lights are about to go out. I'm gonna go turn my lights on. We'll get back to this train of thought.
How do the lights go out just like that? Like, it goes from bright to, like, noir era heiress. That's perfect for your musings. Keep
I was
going.
about to say, this is real good moonlight
Yeah.
for what Harris is contemplating.
Where do you have to go to turn your lights on?
My good light is janky and doesn't like to turn on all the way sometimes. So we only have the bad light right now. Actually, neither light is good. Both lights are just bad.
Mm.
But I'll see if I can get into a spot that's less like glary on my.
You need like a diffuser.
And then eventually
Yeah.
the light will turn on. Well, you know, we're working with what we got, but
Money.
eventually
have,
that light's
like,
gonna come on and it'll balance things out a bit. But
You can use like
I'll
a
try it
poker
again
face or
later when
something.
someone else is on watch.
I should have sent you. I
Um,
should have just sent you a diffuser. I have one.
Yeah, send it.
You mean for essential oil or for?
No, for a light diffuser.
Oh,
It just makes it softer on your face.
Yeah, no, you can send that to me if you want to. Sure. Yeah,
But-
eventually this light will come on, but in the meantime,
Yeah, as Eris is smoking a cigarette, pondering morality of choices.
I think she comes to the conclusion that like even she like feels like she's letting her dad down a little bit, but knows that like they just don't really have time to mess around, and she would rather him be alive and rather be successful than try to do it the morally correct way when it could end up, she could end up saving the day, but then he's dead already.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not worth it. That's not worth it.
There you go.
There we go.
Hey, the
That's it.
timing.
But yeah.
So she goes back to try again on Pip's eye patch and is able to make more progress on it. Still having some issues with the material being on fire, but she's like calmed down a little bit, so it's a little easier to work on. Probably gonna need another day before we can get it to Pip.
Okay.
Unless you want me to roll for it or something.
Yeah, why don't we have what would that roll be? Like
Probably a dex space.
yeah, something dex. How about just a straight dex? Just go ahead and roll and add your dex modifier.
Very good. 19.
19. I think that as you're kind of calming down, you smoke the cigarette, your nerves are doing better, you're feeling better.
Yeah.
That it is definitely able to be used. You probably imagine that Pip would need to try it on and let you know some like feedbacks of like, hey, actually, like, can you fix this or this? But as of now, it is definitely usable. And you could roll again to kind of finalize the design, but have input with Pip wearing it.
Yeah, Eris like knows the process. Her mom is a seamstress. You make the product and then you make adjustments based off of how it fits. So
Yeah,
it's
so.
and this is what I expected.
Yeah, so I'd say you're able to give that to Pip probably whenever you all wake up because you're not on
Yeah.
congruent watches.
Is she just measuring his head and his face?
Yeah, she's just over there. No, she has your head memorized.
Oh my
All
God.
of your size.
Bestie, this is concerning.
Not really. I mean, she might have heard of Pip's head measurements.
I mean,
She's probably made like heads or whatever
Yeah.
stuff.
How
Or-
Pip's head hasn't grown since he was born. Okay, his head's been the same since he was a child.
I mean,
Big-headed
I
boy.
also wouldn't be
Calm
surprised
down.
if
Calm down.
they're like general
Mhm.
vague size parameter patterns.
Yeah.
And Eris could probably eyeball like, yeah, that's probably like a medium gnomish head.
Yeah.
When
Not
I
even
was
big,
8
in
years
that
old, my hat
ballpark.
size was this. So
Also,
that's what
it's an
Pip must
eye
be now.
patch. You probably
It's adjustable,
tie
yeah.
it in the back. It's adjustable.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that.
But
I
yeah,
just-
is
I'm
there
just kidding.
anything else Eris would want to be doing on watch?
No, that pretty much sums up everything she's doing. She's having a time to think and work on the eye patch, but her mental state is getting in the way of her ability to do that as successfully as she would like.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd say with that, nothing else really seems to be going on. From this angle, you can see that kind of clock one of the hands kind of settle down, and as you're kind of noting the going-ons around the yard, it seems that things are settling down with the PM setting on this clock.
Yeah, actually, if Eris can see the clock from here, can she take a look at it and see if you can kind of figure it out?
Yeah, so it's kind of split like horizon level, a darker like red coloring on top and a lighter red on the bottom. The top says has the 5 kind of what you're guessing might be meteors. It says AM and underneath, and then it says PM, and then there are 2 meteors there. But other than this kind of singular hand that's going around, and you've noticed if you watch it for 5 or 10 minutes, it is not a steady progression. It'll go like a little bit, it'll go back, it'll go forward, it'll go farther. It seems to be not what you would usually determine like a clock of a very steady rotation.
Cool, yeah, then that's everything I had for Eris to do on her watch. She'll go wake up Nefira.
Cool.
So Nefira can start their watch.
Yeah. All right, Nefira, go ahead and give me that perception check.
Perception. Please tell me that's high. Oh, good. Okay. $16 total.
16?
Yes.
Yeah, you are take watch after Eris, and you kind of do you do the same thing, kind of sitting like in the doorway?
Yeah.
Because if you were in there when Pip cast the dome, so you're able to go in and out of the dome, no problem. Yeah, I'd say with a 15, you see very few of the red caps. You don't really see a lot of activity happening. You do look up at one point and see a single kind of meteor kind of streaking across off into the distance. Doesn't look like it's going to hit anywhere close to you all. But otherwise, it's a pretty quiet watch. Is there anything Nefira would be doing on watch?
Not particularly.
All right, yeah. Just watching and staring and contemplating life choices, most likely. That's what watch is good for. 2 hours of thinking about your choices.
Yeah, I'm cuddling Vendetta. Just cuddling my little raven.
Very nice. Yeah, so I'd say with that, your watch pretty easily comes to a quiet close, and you're able to wake up Spark.
All right.
Anything of note?
Nope, not on my end at least. All right.
Sleep well.
You too.
Alright, let me get you that perception check as he does sort of the same step out of the dome, stay by the threshold.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at the wrong P thing. 8.
8.
Yeah, guidance didn't help. The D4 failed me.
Yeah, Spark, you've had a rough little bit with all this infernal bikes and dealings with hags. You're pretty exhausted, and you find yourself kind of dozing during
I would-
your watch.
Say the moment Spark realized he was at risk of dozing, he moved back in the dome.
Mm-hmm. And you do hear what wakes you up from dozing. You hear in your head Lulu go, "Hey, Spark, I think it's Pip's turn."
Thanks. Lulu, do you need to sleep?
I don't sleep, more like a trance, but I can easily keep track of time, even when in a trance.
That's real cool. Thank you, Lulu.
Not being able to escape your thoughts isn't cool.
Good point. I didn't think of that part of it.
Poor Lulu.
Hopefully, by the time we're able to find the sword, you might find some piece of, well, the questions that have been gnawing at you.
I hope so. I'm afraid the memories I'll learn are going to be bad ones.
If so, not knowing would probably be worse. We'll help you with whatever emotions come.
Thank you, Spark.
Welcome. And Spark will go and lightly shake Pip.
All right.
He'll lightly shake. He
Pip, wake up!
No, just like gentle shoulder. Pip, it's your turn.
okay.
Listen, I get it. Lulu will catch you if you fall back asleep. Good luck. And lies down next to Nafira.
Okay.
Down and out for the count.
Listen, he's had a
day. Boy, I had a time last night.
Hang on just a second. Alright, so you want a perception?
Yes, please.
What is my perception? I am an expert, so that's 24 total.
Yeah.
Expertise.
So Pip, what are you doing during your watch? Are you sitting in the doorway, kind of where everyone has been, so they can see out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So first he's kind of just sitting there, just doing a little thinking. And I'm not doing a little thinking. My mind just went blank. Hang on. Let me recalibrate a bit. Don't watch. Okay, yeah. And then kind of thinks about what Eris said, about not sending her dad. And he's not going to.
Tonight.
But what
Right
he
this
thinks
moment.
about is like, oh, I should probably check in with Kamar. So he's gonna do that. Oh no, I said this. I don't have a sending prepared. As in
you don't
like
have
me
sending
myself
prepared?
with the words.
Oh, I was like, you don't need to. You're a wizard. You're a wizard,
No,
Pip.
Wizards are still kind of prepared casters.
Yeah, I can unprepare sending.
They just get a custom prepared list instead of, here's this 50 spell list. Pick 5.
Yeah, okay, I guess I'll wing it then.
This will be so Pip.
Ooh, okay.
Probably just cut Morgan off whenever they hit 25 words, and that will be very Pip to just ramble past the spell limit.
I will keep my hands hidden, and I will let you know what the 25th word is.
Great.
Tell me when you start, Morgan. Okay.
Okay, sorry. Oh, yeah.
Hey, it's Pip.
Yeah, just checking in. Did you make it? Everything going okay? Just thought I, should ask. I know people are kind of worried, so. Tell Eris's dad she says
Tell
hi.
is the last word.
Oh, great.
That's perfect.
No!
All right. So it was saying, have you made it yet?
Yeah.
All right.
I have just Kamar wakes up in the middle of sleep being like, oh, Pip's voice. Darn it, time zones.
We're in the same time zone. We might be on the same time zone.
She's in hell. Okay. Yeah, you get a response back from Kamar. The best part about this time zone is there's no real night or day. Anyone could be asleep or awake at any time because it's kind of funky.
Hell subscribe to time zones.
I'm just saying, like, anyone could sleep at any time because it's always daylight. Like,
It's like Greenland.
mm-hmm. You hear Kamar's voice. Pipit, it's good to hear from you. Have arrived. Have news. Why am I doing this? I'll send you more if I need. We've been able to reach General Anatole. Also, she will just keep sending when she runs out. Yeah, she realized halfway through counting her messages that, or counting her words, that she's like, I will just resend the sending after.
You know when someone's so rich with themselves?
Yeah, she said.
Well, you might have also
the equivalent of being
counter-
like, I'm not even gonna look at the tags while I'm shopping. What I'm gonna buy.
Sorry, my brain just went to like peak gesture of like.
Just keep
Hey,
going.
we got downtime. I got how many spell slots
Yeah.
left for level?
You see that she continues and says, we've reached General Anatole and are doing our best to help find survivors. We have noted our final deadline with the sinking of El Terrell. It appears that the Blood War has slowed the descent originally. The timeline now is looking closer to a month than a few weeks. And depending on further... You see her, she recasts. Further discoveries, I will keep you informed. What am I telling? And that was the end of one of her sendings.
I mean, Pip can
Okay.
reply.
Pip can reply as that was hers.
Oh, good to know. Please do update me. It's good to hear from you. Just tell Eris's dad, Anatole. If you didn't know, that's her dad.
That's it. Yep. That would be the fucking end of it. Because it's 25. And you hear you feel the connection drop, and there's, Kamar does not reach back out. Beautiful.
She doesn't know what she's supposed to tell.
Nope.
Totally.
She just knows Anatole Eris's dad. Great.
I mean, she could probably safely infer Hey,
she's a
they're
smart
safe.
woman, you know? Yeah, she'll figure it out. She's got a 20 intelligence. I know Pip does as well, but she has a higher wisdom.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah. So, anything else, Pip, other than
Yeah.
receiving that sending and sending that sending?
Yeah. I mean, he kind of like waits a little bit. Doesn't ever get a response, and he's like, okay, she must be out. And kind of sits in quiet for a bit, or I guess as quiet as it's gonna be in a junkyard in hell. But is he still feeling his eye kind of hurting a little bit?
It's when when you go to focus on it, you realize that it's hurting, but you've kind of gotten used to the kind of dull sensation. It's less of that stabbing pain that it was when it first happened, but it's still pretty uncomfortable.
Don't
Yeah.
like that.
It's gonna think about that and then feel that pain, and then I look over to his friends who are sleeping, and he's like,
And then he takes out a knife and stabs all of you, and the campaign's over. He takes Nefira's devil knife.
I was about to say he finds Nefira's knife and just slits their throats.
why do you think he was eyeballing it earlier? My god. How dare you? That was supposed to be a surprise.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah. No. What is
Morgan, we have the same brain cells sometimes.
as Pip is looking over at his friends? What's he thinking?
He is thinking about how whenever he tried to contact his sister, whenever he did contact his sister, nobody got hurt. And then they were all like, well, maybe she got hurt instead. So he's kind of thinking about how, was there a misunderstanding with what he talked to Dendar about? Just wanting to kind of make sure they're on the same page, and also this whole eye thing is new. So he wants to try to contact her.
Okay. How is Pip going to contact?
Try like opening some kind of mental connection
to the cosmos.
Yeah, just doing what.
Hey boss, what's
he's
up
out
with
of
the
third
you
level
gave
spells
me?
now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's kind of like yelling in his head, like if she's out there and she can hear him, then he wants to talk.
That's so much worse than just sending your sister.
That is.
You didn't want me to call her, so I'm gonna do something else.
Man, and I don't want to retroactively say did Spark pick up the intents of that, since it was more sneaky send-in was the explicit thing I asked.
And I did say he didn't.
And this is not sneaky send-in.
As you're kind of sitting there looking back over your friends, kind of reaching out to Dendar,
Well,
you feel the presence of being watched, and you look over your shoulder and you see that both of Mad Maggie's ravens, the red-eyed ravens, had been perched out a little ways away, and when you turn and look, they both take off away from the tent where you were sleeping. But
maybe
otherwise, nothing from Dendar.
Maybe it's a good thing Spark wasn't awake enough to try to reach out to his goddess.
I don't like this.
Yeah, I mean, I think that with that feeling of being watched, he gets a little hopeful. And then sees the ravens, and then that feeling's gone, and he's like, oh, She doesn't want to talk.
Also, got it. Absolutely an Odin reference. I was thinking that when you're like, oh yes, 2 ravens on her shoulder. I'm like, this feels like an Odin reference.
But
That's
actually, when the 2 ravens kind of like fly off, how is Pip's Infernal?
7 out of 10, I think.
7 out of 10. And you got a 24 perception.
Yes.
You hear in Infernal them just both say, or one of them say, you're not sure which one, or if they say in unison, who knows. But they say Snake Eye as you turned to look at them.
The tug of war of knowing this NPC has a wealth of knowledge, but also knowing every single sentence from her is going to come at an immense cost.
But otherwise, if there's nothing else you would like to do, Pip, the
That's
kind
all
of
we wanted to do.
you can everyone else, you get your full rest benefits, and you can kind of slowly start waking up as Pip kind of starts to make a little bit more noise and not be so quiet and cautious.
Alright, so first thing Spark does once the long rest is done is he takes out his like cooking pot and basically goes, alright, everyone get your water skins ready and try not to make too much of a reaction to this, and he will expend a 1st level spell slot to cast Create Water.
Nice.
So that way they can refill their water. He creates up to 10 gallons, so anything beyond that isn't in the water skins, I imagine they just take turns drinking straight from the pot.
Yeah. Drink up, get hydrated for the day.
Mark says, don't react to this. And Pip is confused. And then is like in his head is like, how am I supposed to not react to something when you tell me not to react to something? But then, and then he sees Spark make water, and then he's like biting his lip, like like trying so hard not to react, trying so hard not to beg Spark to teach him that spell.
Spark seeing them, he basically tries like also tapping his forehead, no longer trying to be subtle about it.
Mental connection.
Thank you, Pip. I'm pretty sure it would be bad for me if people here knew I could just create water.
Yeah.
And maybe once we're out of the fort, you can watch me do the spell and see if you can figure out how to make it work with your magic.
Yeah. You still need to teach me that other one. About,
during downtime.
Yeah.
Between favors, I can keep on ritually casting it and you can watch.
Yeah.
Alright. And yeah. Alright, guys, we got consistent water.
There you go. So yeah, definitely enough that you all can take a drink, and you all didn't realize how dehydrated you have been, kind of running on fumes, quite literally. The water doesn't taste great, like everything in hell, but it's at least cool, and that is, half the battle in hell.
It's clean, potable water.
Yeah, it's clean. You know that much. It's cool, but it just tastes like garbage because what doesn't in hell? Tastes like chlorine. Let's say it tastes like chlorine. I like that. It's like you're drinking some pool water.
When you're dehydrated, I don't think that's enough to dissuade us.
Hell water just tastes like vodka.
No, vodka tastes like water in hell.
Yeah. Eris knows that
Eris knows.
firsthand.
Yeah.
True.
She does. She does.
Uh,
Speaking of Eris, after they make the water, she's gonna go over to Pip and say, "Pip, are you ready to try on your eye patch for some final adjustments?"
Yeah, you made it?
Well, I started it. It's not finished yet. She pulls out the eye patch. It can be whatever Morgan wants Pip to have it look like. Since we collaborated on finding the materials and Pip would have picked them out.
Yeah, we
but
collaborated on
a
what
bit
the
singed.
material would be, and then we went with something else.
Yeah, no. So whatever you want it to look like, it's what it looks like. Eris is just the hands putting it into the world, but it's a little singed, and Pip would notice that.
Oh no,
It's
I
right
really
in.
wanna-
If it's right in hell.
Whatever Pip is.
Yeah. No,
I
he
also
likes it. It looks a
realized
little singed. He thinks it looks really cool. And he's gonna
I
tell you
need to roll to see how many charges of Nature's Kiss he gets
Mm,
back.
yeah, if you've
Since
done any of your like tattoos or your other magical items you all have that might need have charges, or if they
Alright.
come back, just make sure you make note of that.
He has all his charges back. I rolled a.
Look at you.
It says D3. I'm using a D4 and re-rolling on 4. I rolled a 3.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Very nice.
Oh, Pip cast Mage Armor.
Great.
Yeah,
Look at him.
Look at him.
does Pip
Listen,
want
it's the mage
this
armor
one to
tax.
eye patch, or it might go pretty smoothly.
Yeah, how's the eye patch go?
I think give me a. You got a 19 on the roll. Was that a +4? So give me a D20 +4 roll.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, Pip.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
You're saying your +4 is carrying over to how it's going with the adjustments and how it fits.
So 13 plus 4 is 17.
17. I'd say that this is a pretty solid eye patch. It'll definitely do what you need it to do. Not too many adjustments are really needed, and if Pip's happy with kind of the rugged, singed look, if he's going for a little rugged look, yeah, a little rugged leather and whatever else, you can kind of, you can describe how your eye patch looks as you put it on.
For sure. Yeah. So we're now covering his right eye, which is his snake eye. He just got this nice new, I guess, made with bits of like leather and cloth and whatever. Singe edges, made from like Marauders, like belts and clothes and stuff. Just a nice, cool little guy.
Look at that.
Are you sure? Are you sure you don't want it like cleaned up a bit? I can make it look more polished.
I think it looks cool.
Oh, okay. Eris feels
Why?
a little embarrassed that the singe marks are because of her.
I mean, they might also be from the fight, you singed their clothes, so
She knows that there are some on there that are from her, and she feels embarrassed about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if any of the singes look like fingerprints.
Well, if you like it, yeah, I guess it's done then. I guess it's not my best work, but I don't really know if I have a best work. I only helped my mom like a little bit. Didn't really make any of my own stuff. Not my.
You should.
She like looks down at her hands. She's like, not my wheel of forte.
Oh, that's fine. I think it looks cool.
Okay.
Yeah,
let me know if it like.
I don't know if it helps or hurts. I don't know if it makes it any better or if it makes it worse, but kind of used to it. Don't really super see it anymore. The burns. When you've been handling stuff, it's kind of just normal.
I guess.
not a bad thing.
I
You're
don't-
made of fire.
I know, but like
Like, I can never do this.
she kind of like looks back at Elturel and she just is like, it shouldn't be this way.
So, I'm trying to say something cool and wise, but I don't have anything there, so I'm so sorry.
Okay, no, it's okay, Pip. I'm glad you
Okay.
like the eye patch.
Okay.
She looks. I think she also looks a little more comfortable around Pip now that she can't see the snake eye anymore.
Ooh.
Just the whole party.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like she looks a little bit more like relaxed.
Hopefully
that
Pip
it's out of
doesn't
sight.
get a nat 20 on insight.
Oh.
Pip, roll insight.
No!
20, Pip.
Where's where's my... Wait, where,
4.
I don't know why I'm looking. I'm not gonna look at my modifier is not gonna help this at all.
It's gonna hurt
It
it.
is a -1, so I got a dirty 6.
Harris
You're
got
not- yeah.
7!
I rolled a 7 on the die.
Oh my gosh, she did get a 7. I lied. I was looking at my insight modifier. Her deception would only. She only got a 4.
So even as, like, Pip, you're, like, just there, and all of a sudden it comes to you, and you're like, is Eris acting, like, more normal around me? And you're like, that's weird because of the... And you were like, it's because of the eye patch. Okay. Wow, the failures are...
Pretty embarrassed. Yeah, so he knows everything.
Yep,
Our dice are still choosing mayhem tonight.
yep,
My
every
dice
night.
don't like rolling well for any kind of charisma-based check on my part.
But yeah, Pip, it's,
Yeah, he kind of notes that and doesn't say anything, but makes a little mental note to maybe wear it for a little while.
mm-hmm. And it is a little unsettling to wear as you lose a lot of your peripheral vision on that side. So it takes a lot.
Have peripheral vision on that side.
You had at least enough that you were able to see out of it.
I can see it with that eye.
You could. Yeah, you would have noticed if you couldn't see out of that eye. It'd be very obvious when someone walks up on this side, you're like, oh god. But
Like ever since Spark talked about like it's Dendar's eye, I'm like, oh shoot.
So Air said that.
Well,
Was it
ma-
Eric?
I mean,
I mean, both of them
maybe
have
both
that
of them.
sentiment.
Mhm.
Air
I
said
think
it last
Spark said
session.
it
I don't know if Spark
First,
said it earlier.
I don't know.
but yeah, no, you can you could still see out of the eye. So it does take a little bit to get used to only having one eye for depth perception. But otherwise, yeah. Any
Let's
other?
not think too much about mechanics and move on.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do any mechanical disadvantages. I think the RP advantages and disadvantages are way stronger than to worry about it in combat.
Yeah.
Besides, that's ableist, so we're not doing that shit.
Yeah.
So I need to stop kicking my thing.
But yeah, does anyone have any other kind of morning, so to speak, waking up things that they want to do or talk to anyone or anything like that?
Does Pip loop us in on
Oh yeah.
the info he got from Kamar?
Yeah.
No, Pip just honestly, Pip would just keep that for like 4 hours of like in the middle of the day, be like, oh my god, shit, guys.
Oh gosh. I mean, yeah.
You don't have to word for word. You can just say that you loop everyone in with.
My memory. Yeah, I'm just gonna loop everybody in. Be like, oh, by the way, I did talk to Kamar last night. We have a month.
All right.
What?
In a few weeks, but
Okay.
Yeah.
A month for what? Oh, yeah, right. Sorry, I forgot Morgan just
Yeah.
lived.
Saying have
This
a
is-
month, but yeah, you all know everything that Pip heard.
Alright, so
We can't just treat it like we just have a month. Like, people there are still going to be dying. We have to go as fast as possible.
Yeah.
No.
Besides, I want out
Yeah,
of here
we
as fast as
only
possible.
I'm not
have a month.
saying we should take the whole time. It's just good to know that we're not limited to the end of next week.
Yeah.
I don't
But
know.
preferably by the end of next week, we'll be out of here and done anyway. Let's
Yes.
go.
Let's go help Clonk and Kachunk and
Nefira's
see about earning
morning
some
routine.
favor while we wait. Sorry, Sai.
Oh, sorry. But Nefira's morning routine is just to make sure that like they've still got all their stuff.
Probably.
Like, nothing's missing.
There
All
is this-
daggers and little trinkets are accounted for.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
supplies.
probably helping Spark get the armor on.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's gonna go to Pip, and she's gonna say, "Is my dad okay?"
He's okay. I didn't talk to him. Kamar says that he's okay. That
Yeah,
they reached him,
Don't talk to him.
and I'm not gonna talk to him. He asked me not to, and I'm not. Okay, okay, I hear you. I understand. But I promise I will not talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she reached him, and they're finding survivors, and he's okay.
Oh man, the silver dust I asked for.
Oh no!
It's in Eltrella.
It is. We should have waited.
We didn't know how long she would take.
Yeah.
And if we waited, who
Yeah.
knows if Clunk and Kachunk would still be alive.
Yeah.
We might just need to... I'll just need to try to find some out here if I want to use that spell.
Maybe they have some here. I mean, they've got a lot of stuff here. Maybe they have something silver that they can powder.
First, we help our friends and
Hey, I have some
get the lay of the
silver
land.
coins, and it doesn't seem like we're gonna need money here. So
Hey, Max, is the coinage in the Forgotten Realms pure or plated?
I think it'd be pure because with how expensive platinum and gold get up there, like they have to be worth quite a lot to like double or like 10 times the amount. So I'd say silver is probably some of them. I will say there might be some counterfeit out there, but I'd say for the most part, people try to have legitimate silver.
If I desperately need to use that spell and we haven't found any dust by then, absolutely we can see about grinding up our coins.
I have 2 of them.
How much actual
Spark,
silver
I
is
hate
silver?
to break it to you, but before we left Baldur's Gate, I was broke. I don't think I have any silver coins to give you.
Spark kind of looks in his bag. I have 9.
Well, that's 11.
She might actually have 9, though. It's possible she didn't spend them on anything.
I have 29 silver.
No, she has 10 gold and 5 copper. She has no silver. The only silver she has on her sword.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's where you
Spark,
put all
I
your
don't,
silver.
I don't have any silver.
I have
Sorry.
silver. If we really, really need it, I have some silver. It's hopefully enough.
Pardon me, as I look at what the material component value is.
I've got a lot of money,
Oh.
actually.
Is it 50 or 100?
It's 25 gold pieces worth of silver.
Worth of silver, which
Oh, actually,
is
okay, yeah,
200 and-
gold
Eris
pieces and
personally-
229 silver pieces. So
The
Eris
issue
does not
is we would
personally have-
need
250.
200 silver pieces.
Ooh.
Eris does
Okay.
not personally have any silver pieces, but she is in charge of the communal money.
Oh
In
yes.
the communal money, we do have 39 silver pieces.
So still not enough,
Okay.
but
If you
Still
have
not
a look
enough.
for more, but we do have more than just what Nefira has. We've
Yeah.
got about like 60, 70.
If
68.
we end up talking about this, Spark's like,
So-
we need like almost 300 silver coins. So I guess if we find any along the way.
And
Yeah.
I guess they can always see if Kamar has a way to get the silver to us.
I mean,
Maybe she has
once
other
we,
I don't know.
if we end up sending the city back before we find a way to break the pact, we still need to find a way to deal with Creed and the fact that he did all of this.
Eris immediately just kind of lights on fire when you say that. I don't think she even notices that happens.
Eris, sorry I seemed to touch a nerve.
What? What's
Your
wrong?
your fire got stoked.
Oh, shoot.
Stop, drop, and roll.
Okay,
Stop, drop, and roll.
I'm sure it'll go out eventually.
I don't think
maybe-
stopping, dropping, and rolling is gonna help Spark. Things
Sorry.
hot.
Well, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, I'm gonna stand over here. It'll
take a deep
stop.
breath.
Do you think Spark make
Okay.
do
Take a deep breath and don't be
new
nervous, and
spell?
it'll help.
About your new spell, Spark? Would that help? Or would that hurt?
just throws water on Eris.
Put water on me.
I'm not
I-
Put water on me.
I would
No.
rather.
I've never
No.
stooped that low, even when we were in Briar's Glen. Don't start now.
Does it
Don't
hurt?
start now.
Also,
Oh, I'm sorry. Don't do that, please.
I
Oh my
wasn't
lord.
planning to. That'd be like throwing dust to my friend's eye.
We'll do.
Spark.
Not.
I mean,
It's
in his
true.
mind, it is the same thing because Eris did just say it would hurt.
That was a little passive aggressive.
Ooh, hell is getting to him. We got him, boys.
Like, I would never do that. It would
He
be like doing
pauses.
this thing that you did do.
He pauses.
I
to
would never stoop
compose.
that low.
Yeah. Maybe I didn't sleep well. Sorry about that. But
Look, we're gonna take care of Krieg after we save El Terrell.
yeah,
Mhm.
we need to.
We've got our priorities sorted. Priorities
Yeah.
sorted. Can
Get
I
the
make a
city-
list? Vesper, can you make a list of our priorities?
I have a list of stuff.
No, I want my own list.
Okay.
I like making lists, Pip.
Okay.
But
Priorities.
we should.
Save
You
El
want to add
Terrell,
my stuff to your list?
Krieg. Yes, but it's going under El Terrell and Krieg. I'm sorry, Pip. These are my priorities.
Eris has her priorities straight, alright?
Wow. I don't
But
even know what's on my list.
But yeah, as
We're about to find out.
as you all kind of have this little morning gathering, you learn that at least for the most part, El Terrell will not be pulled immediately into the river Styx, so there is at least time on that whole kind of doom situation. And you've got some water, you're rested, and you're ready to kind of start the day to go help Chuka and Clonk with whatever it is that they were kind of hoping Spark could help them with. And I think
Yeah.
that is where we will end tonight's session. We'll pick up next time with you all ready to head on out and do all the kind of things around Fort Knucklebone. as
Do some
you're
manual labor.
yeah, as you're all waiting for Mad Maggie to make some deals and come back with the items she needs.
I
Very
dare
nice.
to.